Hello everybody. Hello everybody. I hope you guys can hear this. We are going to go live shortly. It's not going to be that long, so thank you everybody for understanding. And we shall go shortly. So that's it. Okay, so you guys can. I hope you guys can see this because I'm still testing out. Yeah. So let's see. All right. I think it looks like we are good. So let's go. So hello everybody. This is Daniel Suguwa, or you can say I'm Daniel Suguwa. Uh, and today I'm sort of going to be narrating for these rocket launches of the Ariane 64. This one is the Ariane 6 Block 1. I said Block 1 because there's going to be a Block 2 upgrade for the SRB side. For now, we are going to see this Block 1 where it's going to use the P120C. So on the second block generation, the SRB would be 1 meter taller, which will be culminated into the upgrade to the P160C. That will also be used for the next Vega, if I remember, Vega C or Vega E, whatever it calls. But it's for one thing's for sure, it's going to add 14 tons, which will culminate it into, if I remember, 176 tons in propellant mass total. That will sure give a little bit of extra thrust and even extra burn times for the flight performance. That's what we are going to see. But the rest of the rockets will be literally intact. Oh, and also I forgot to mention that the Vinci, for the second block upgrade, it's going to have 200 kilo, if I remember, 200 kilonewtons additional thrust that will be added for the enhancement of the flight performance. That one is for reserved for the second block upgrade. But for now, we are going to see the block 1 version, where we are going to see the maiden flight, the debut flight for the Ariane 64. Yeah, this one instead of the usual what we are seeing, the Ariane 62, which is Ariane 6 with 2 SRB side booster, we are going to see the 4 SRB side booster for this time. Uh, so that's a little bit interesting there. I hope it also going to interest you because I'm actually very excited to see this in flight. In fact, yeah, it's a bit a bit of wee time uh, since the since more than 2 SRB flight. I think the last time it did have more than 2 SRB like that is the Ariane 4 flight. But and also, yeah, more than 2 side boosters is basically the Ariane 4 around, if I remember, some point around 2002, 2003, 2005, like that. And after that, we don't see it anymore moving forward with the Ariane 5. But now we are going back with the more than 2 SRB side boosters. We are going with 4, and it's going pretty powerful. So let's try go with this one. Let's go, everybody. I'm also going to learn just like as you, and I hope you guys don't mind it. Oh, hmm, a little bit so. I need to silence my phone notification. It can be a little bit distracting. So yeah, uh, so so it should be good. All right, let's try go here. Mm-hmm. And yeah. Okay, we are going with the most important phases that we can observe. Let's try look at this one. As you can see, around T minus 18 minutes something, you can see the rocket nozzle gimbal test has already has already started. So just to ensure that everything is working pretty fine and dandy there. And also another one that will be very interesting, I will try show another one, but let me try adjust this one. Let's see if we can do this. Mhm. Uh, okay,
Okay, do we have the time for one last question,
okay.
maybe?
I guess
Okay,
this is the
so
best I can
maybe
do.
last
I
question.
I don't know
What
what's
do you think
happening
about the
with the.
rocket lens that will surprise people the
Okay,
most?
okay. Because I'm still looking at how I can adjust this, but maybe this is the best I can do. Okay, so it's still gimballing at a time, but we are looking on the other part of side. What's the aim, mission, and whatnot? We are not going to be that long, but the most important will be the flight profile. We are going to see back here at around 21 plus minutes ago. I'll let them explain. I'll let them explain here because it's better. But maybe yeah, but maybe for now I'll have a little bit of my drink here.
Indeed, and they are
Mm,
scheduled to lift off in around 35 minutes' time. What's going to happen after that?
Yes, indeed. So we'll have the liftoff towards heading northeast direction, as you can see here, the ground path on the map. It will be powered by the five engines, and amongst them we find the four boosters. They will be separated after 2 minutes and 25 seconds, as you see, and then 50 seconds later we'll have the fairing separation once the launcher has left the atmosphere. After 7 minutes and 37 seconds, then the main stage will be shut down and will be separated. A few seconds later, we'll have the upper stage Vinci engine ignition. This will be the first of 3 boosts. It will burn for 11 minutes. And then we'll have switched off the engine. We'll have a coasting phase for 52 minutes going over Europe and over India. And then in visibility of Awaroa station, we'll perform a second boost of the upper stage. Then we'll be ready to start the separation sequence for our passengers, separating satellite 3 by 3, then 2 by 2, and finally last one. This will last approximately 25 minutes.
okay, looks like this is the best I can do
And the next step of the mission after that will be
without
another coasting
compromising
phase to
most
lead
of
us
the screen
south of
estate here.
Australia,
So
where we'll have the final
okay,
boost of our upper stage Vinci engine. This will be followed by staged passivation, and all of this will lead to re-entry of the upper stage above Pacific Ocean. This is really key to avoid leaving any debris of the rocket orbiting the Earth.
Which is, of course, super important. Now, as Amazon Leo's first launch with their European.
okay. So that's basically the overview. But just in case you didn't catch it, I will do this one more time. Yeah. I don't want to interrupt anything. So let's listen back again the flight profile. Hopefully, I'm not getting distracted. We will listen back again.
Off in around 35 minutes' time. What's going to happen after that?
Yes, indeed. So we'll have the liftoff towards heading northeast direction. As you can see here, the ground path on the map. It will be powered by the five engines, and amongst them we find the 4 boosters. They will be separated after 2 minutes and 25 seconds, as you see. And then 50 seconds later, we'll have the fairing separation once the launcher has left the atmosphere. After 7 minutes and 37 seconds, then the main stage will be shut down and will be separated. A few seconds later, we'll have the upper stage Vinci engine ignition. This will be the first of 3 boosts. It will burn for 11 minutes. And then we'll have switched off the engine. We'll have a coasting phase for 52 minutes going over Europe and over India. And then in visibility of Awaroa station, we'll perform a second boost of the upper stage. Then we'll be ready to start the separation sequence for our passengers, separating satellite 3 by 3, then 2 by 2, and finally, last one. This will last approximately 25 minutes. And the next step of the mission after that will be another coasting phase to lead us south of Australia, where we'll have the final boost of our upper stage Vinci engine. This will be followed by staged passivation, and all of this will lead to re-entry of the upper stage above Pacific Ocean. This is really key to avoid leaving any debris of the rocket orbiting the Earth.
Which is,
Okay, so that's basically the overview of this flight profile mission, but not much else information that we know about this mission. So it is what it is. There's not much else we can do. Okay. Oh, and in case you see a little bit of imperfection of the fast tracking, it's okay. It's okay. We don't have enough light here, but it's fine. Let's go back to the live.
Important job it carries out. And then at the bottom, you can see the new launch vehicle adapter, that V-shaped
Oh, and also I forgot to
from the
mention about
dispenser
this
bearing a special
Vinci,
burden connecting the dispenser
or maybe I
to the
can
launch
try
vehicle.
light up.
and seeing those 32 satellites enclosed under the
All right,
fairing like that, stacked
should
on
be
the
good.
vehicle, it really,
All right.
well, it really brings
Huh.
home the scale of the
Yeah,
mission, doesn't
I
it?
think it
Gosh.
should be all right, right?
So here we are,
Oh, okay.
6 minutes
So here
and
we go.
24 seconds now to
Okay,
launch.
T minus
Looking
6 minutes
across, I
20
believe,
seconds.
from the Vega
Getting
pad
ready.
there, which is
And I
waiting for
forgot to
the
mention
first
about the
launches
Vinci
from the
rocket engines,
spaceport, and a nice
which
shot there of
which
what
is
we call cargo, which
located
is
on
the
the second
exhaust
stage,
pipes,
aka
if you like,
Yeah,
the
it
upper
helps.
stage area.
concrete structure.
Indeed,
No.
quite a giant
It's
one,
third
which
stage,
helps
if I remember
pushing away
correctly.
the
Third
exhaust
stage or
gases
two stage?
away from to
Whatever
avoid
is it. But
them for
for
being
one thing's for sure, I
accumulated
know
down
it's
the path.
upper stage. That
You'll see that
that
at
one, the
launch. There's one on
Vinci
each
rocket engines
side,
there.
and
It's
you'll see
at
those fumes
this
and
is
gases
basically the
coming out of that. You can
successor
only see two
or
boosters there, but
aka
we
how
have
do I
actually
say?
got four
I mean,
boosters on board
We
today.
confirm.
it actually
We
take
can confirm, and
it
we've got
actually took
two
some of that
yellow things
base
at the top.
from
Those are the
from the
cryogenic
HM7
arms
rocket
clamping onto
engine
the top of the
that
rocket,
was developed back
feeding.
around
There's a close-up of
70s
them there, feeding the
or
very
60s if I'm
cold
yeah, around
propellants
70s
into the upper
70s
stage,
80s
which
for the
Aaron was telling
Ariane
us about earlier.
Ariane upper stage
Right,
rocket
back
engine
here on
back
Mission Control,
back
the
around
Range
the
Operations Manager
Ariane
is now
2 3
getting
something like
ready
that, yeah.
to
And then
announce the
after that around
beginning
the
of
Ariane
the next
5,
good moment,
yeah,
which will be
Ariane
the
4 still used that
synchronized
too, but on
sequence.
the Ariane
It's
5
Jean-Frédéric
it
Alassat.
actually
À tous de DTO, attention pour la séquence finale lanceur.
okay, so let's listen in. T minus 5 minutes
Top, agir moins
Mach.
5 minutes.
Here we go. We
We have
have
the beginning now of the
confirmation of the Mach
synchronized
5
sequence.
minutes.
It's been
So
initiated,
looks
or the
like
automatic
the
sequence, as we also call it. It's the
the
last
automatic
5 minutes
launch
now in the
sequence has
final,
already
final
started,
countdown, and our
synchronizing between
rocket
the
becoming
ground and also
progressively autonomous.
the
There's an
launch
awful
vehicle,
lot of
aka the
very,
rocket
very
itself,
precise operations
to
happening, aren't there?
to
Yeah,
ensure
it's
the
quite
precise
advanced tech
operation of
here.
the
We have many operations
program
being
itself.
run
So that's
very
why we
precisely
can see there.
timed, combining
And
checks,
I for
pressurization
and
of the
also
tanks,
after that
activation of different
around
systems
at
and
some point
valves.
around the
And in
if
fact,
I
the
remember
control
Ariane
of the
4,
operations is
yeah, if I
gradually
remember
being
Ariane
handed
4,
over from the
they
ground
already
to the
start
launcher
using
on board computer. It
Ariane
will
3
be
or Ariane
again
4,
the
if I remember
onboard
correctly,
computer
started
of Ariane
using
6,
the
which will send the
HM7B,
main
okay,
engine
and then
ignition
Ariane
command
5
and the
also
booster
uses
ignition command. And
HM7B
today
as
it's
well,
worth to mention we
but
have a
it has
29
already been,
minutes launch
but after
window.
that it's
That's
mostly
good to
already
know.
been optimized
And
for
it gives
longer
us
burning,
time to
but at the
reschedule the
time
launch
it's still not
if
yet
necessary within that
reignitable.
29 minutes.
It cannot
Now, the
be
launch pad is
ignited
just one of many
more than
facilities
one
here at the
time.
base. We've got a
But
whole
for this
civil
Ariane
range that
6,
includes the tracking
from where
stations
Vinci
along
actually
the
based
flight
from the
path. And I guess, Aaron,
HM7
in a way, you
rocket
could sort of
engines,
compare it to an
it actually
airport.
learns a lot
Yeah,
from it
that is
and then
an
optimize
analogy,
it to
comparing it
also
to an
be
airport or air traffic control.
relightable,
Mission control, like an air
reignitable
traffic controller,
for more
they
than one time
can give
in
the
space.
final
For
authority
example, it
for
can ignite
takeoff or
two, three
for
times
grounding.
in
So,
space in orbit like
yeah,
that, and after that,
absolutely,
it
they
can actually
maintain
be
tight
used
control over
uh,
the
to be boosted
authorizations
back,
given to the launch vehicle
return
to take
to
off when the
Earth
conditions are
for
absolutely
the
right.
destructive entry to
And
ensure
we
that
have another control room
that it's
here
not
at
going to
the
harm
base.
anything
Launch control is
around
much
the
closer
space.
to the
And
pad.
usually when it
I guess you
happens,
could think
when
of it as the
the
cockpit of
re-entry
the
of the
plane.
upper stage or
Yes,
literally any rockets
quite a busy
actually
cockpit, as you can see.
happening,
With
usually
even the
what they
size of
will
the
do
teams
is that
there, and they are inside
they
a
will
concrete bunker,
they will do
5
it on
kilometers
the
away from
around
the
the Point
launch pad.
Nemo
This
area.
these
If I
are the
remember
closest
around
team
the
to the launch pad, and they are
if I
the
remember it's
operational teams
around where is it? Yeah,
sending various
around the
commands to turn the launcher
Atlantic,
avionics on, to fill the
yeah, around
propellant
the
tanks, for
Atlantic Ocean
instance,
area, if I
to
remember. Oh no
pressurize
no
the
no,
tanks,
Atlantic
and
or Pacific
to run all
Ocean
the
around like
planned
that.
tests step
So
by
after
step
that,
to confirm that
because
the
that's
launcher is getting ready
basically a
for
point
launch.
where not
And we
many
have
people is being there.
behind
So
them,
of
behind the
course
glass
it's
window,
ideal
another
for
team, the engineering
uh,
team, who
it's
are
so of course
monitoring
it's
all the
very ideal
operation closely.
to
Here you
ensure
can see them
everyone is safe
making
and
sure
sound.
that
So that's
all
why.
is happening as expected. They
Okay,
are
and so
following,
far it's
checking
still
many
good
parameters,
according to
such
the
as
flight. And you can see
temperatures,
this is the mission
pressures,
control,
electrical
and you can see
currents,
even some of
both,
the
of course,
monitor.
on
It
the
has already
launcher,
been
the
blurred
rocket side, but also
as well
on the
on
ground.
live, basically because some trade secret, maybe
Lots of
something to
pilots
do with
then
the
in
ITAR, with
in
the
our
International
cockpit. Two
Traffic
minutes
Arm
and
Regulation, if I
seven
remember correctly.
seconds now
Something,
to launch.
something that can be a little bit
Laser
more
focus,
sensitive
Aaron,
to
as
be
we get
put in, so
close.
that's why
Yes, we're
you
seeing a
need to be
lot
very
of
careful.
muted
Okay, T minus
enthusiasm
two
at this
minutes.
point. The teams are going to save their
And
enthusiasm for the
by
ultimate
now,
mission.
the rocket
For
is
now, everyone is
already
focused
almost
on their
prepared
job at
to go for
hand,
the flight.
monitoring the health of the
And yeah,
satellites and the status of the launch vehicle.
yeah,
Right
and
about the launch sequence, Samuel, we actually switched the engine on the main stage
okay.
about 7 seconds before the boosters. Why is that?
So we have
Okay,
correct. We
so
have a
right now,
two-step
getting ready
ignition
at T minus
sequence.
1
We
minutes and 30
start
seconds.
first with the ignition of the
Mark T
main
minus 1
engine
minutes and 30 seconds.
to the Vulcan engine. We'll
Getting
check
ready. And
that
I need
7
to mention
seconds that
that
it's working properly
for the
before actually
SRB
sending the
side rocket
ignition
boosters
order
there,
to the
of
4
course, it's
boosters.
not only
Of course,
powered
once
by
this is
the
done, we will
if I
lift off
remember, with
quite
the
quickly. In half a
aluminum
second, there will be the liftoff, but this
oxide
is because nothing is holding us
as
back.
the
À toute
catalyst,
vidéo.
but
Attention
also
pour moins une minute.
okay, getting ready for T minus 1 minutes.
Top à 0
Mark
moins une
T
minute.
minus 1 minute.
We are 1
So
minute to
looks
launch.
like
Our very
uh,
best wishes to all the
we are
teams and
getting
to
ready
the
for the
Amazon
4
Leo
SRB
satellites as they
rocket
get ready
boosters
to
here.
start
We are
their
going to see
journey
the Ariane
on board
64 debut
Ariane
here.
64.
And for the
Good luck,
SRB,
everyone.
it has
Go
like
Ariane 6 and
aluminum
Amazon Leo.
oxide there as the catalyst for fast burning stuff, stabilizer and whatnot. There is HTPB for the fuel, and also it has some like ammonium per perchlorate, yeah, because it's more powerful to be used. But for the rest of the rocket, other than SRB, it uses hydrolox, the liquid oxygen as the oxidizer and liquid hydrogen as the fuel. And we are going to watch it as the Vulcan
À
2.1
pause
on
vidéo.
the
Attention pour le
core
décompte
stage will
final.
be ignited. Getting
10,
ready. T minus 10,
9,
9,
8,
8,
7,
7,
6,
6,
5.
5. Okay, we have ignition of the Vulcan. 2, 1, ignition, and we have liftoff from the, yeah, you can see on the visual it's looking pretty beautiful, and we have liftoff from the
Attention nominal au
from the
décollage
French
final.
Guyana, from the Kourou. Yeah, if I remember, this is Guyana Space Center.
La trajectoire est nominale.
And look, as you can see, it immediately pitched itself and yaw itself to the northeast, if I remember correctly. And now look at that at that Ariane 6,
Pilotage calme.
Ariane 64. Look at that. It's mighty. It's pretty. It's a powerful rocket there. I mean, sure, it's not super powerful, but look at that. The rumble is going on in the launch center there with the orange plume, the orange rocket there, as a result of the SRB burning there on the side booster. And you can see this is the rocket onboard camera, but it has delay, if I remember
The
correctly,
next
around 10,
32
15, 20 seconds
satellites.
like
Pilotage
that.
calme.
And you can see,
When the
wow,
next
it's
32
trailing out
satellites of
there.
Amazon Leo
It's trailing
have
there.
started their journey on
And T
board the
plus 1 minutes
first
and 15
Ariane 6
seconds.
with 4
And
boosters.
after that, around
And that was a
T plus 2
beautiful
minutes
launch.
and
What a
24 seconds, we will see the
magnificent
SRB
liftoff.
side
Looking
booster will
here,
be separated
Ariane
from
6
the
passing
booster.
by and
But before
see,
that, around
feel the
T plus
walls
before T
shaking.
plus 2 minutes, we
It's
will see
taken
the SRB will be burned
just
out
around a minute
and
and a
getting ready
half
for the
for the
burnout. And
sound
then, yeah,
to
after
get to
that point,
us.
How
it's already
powerful that
passes
was.
the
Looking here
Pilotage
at
Mach
calme.
1 and
the
which is the speed of sound, and also
coast
already
of
passes
the
the
Amazon
max
rainforest,
Q,
the
you know,
coast of
the
French
maximum
Guiana, with
aerodynamic
the
pressure
waterfalls.
fully
Those are
exerted on
the
the launch
onboard
vehicle,
cameras.
on the rockets,
I'm guessing that's the
make
river
full peak
Kuru
mechanical
at
stress,
that
and even
line
on
on the
the payload
map. You can
itself. If it
see the
fails
clouds moving
around
away
that area,
behind.
it's not going to be good. But so
We
far,
are
looking so good.
burning 5 engines. We
Okay,
imagine
and
them
look,
all on the
and
ground,
by
but the
now,
boosters are doing all the
it
work
has
for us right
already
now, aren't they?
burned
Most of
out
the work, yeah, indeed, as you said. So remember
and
that
getting
the
ready.
weight of the launcher was
As you can see, most of the
870
time,
tons
it's
on the
already
ground, and so
volcaning still
90%
igniting,
of
but
the
it's still
thrust
not yet
is delivered
separated
by
due
the
to the
boosters.
thrust residue on the
They have
SRB side
burned
booster.
142
And
tons in
getting
2
ready,
minutes
here you
25
go.
seconds. So we are
And by now, you have
burning
already
4
separated.
tons
Okay,
of propellant in each
the
side.
SRB side
Préparation
booster
des booster.
We
has
just
already
had
separated.
confirmation of
Getting
the
ready,
boosters
we'll see
separation.
We're seeing the images
on the
from the
rocket
live
on board
cameras a
there,
few
a little
seconds
bit delay
later,
there.
and that's perfect.
And
That's
here we
how it's
go. We
due,
have
exactly. That's how
separated.
it looks.
And
And
there
in
you
fact, we have a
go.
perfect
There you go.
formation.
That
Yeah,
SRB,
this
that
is to be
pretty,
precisely
pretty
set
powerful,
and analyzed and
powerful
checked because, of
baby,
course, you need the
literally
boosters
just,
to be jets
just
quite
pushing out,
quickly, but not way in a
just
nasty
pushing
way to avoid any
out the
collision and
rockets.
risk.
Yeah, and
Wow,
pardon me
nice, nice
if I'm
shot from
even
the
using
onboard cameras.
a little bit
Our
of
planet Earth.
weird wording, but that's how
And the
do we describe
next
this? You know,
big moment on the
she's pretty
left-hand
good
side of your
so far.
screen, you can see
Okay,
everything
and
is
the
speeding
altitude
up.
is already
Will be the
125
jettisoning of the
kilometers.
fairing. That's
Okay,
the
and by
launch
now should
coming
be
from the
firing
LAKEY rocket
Séparation des
pilot
boost
boosters.
for short separation,
so
and
that our
it's already
satellites, and
separated.
we've had
And getting
confirmation that
ready, we'll
that's
see
now
on the
been
rocket onboard
separated.
camera there,
You'll
which
see
will
the
show the
images hopefully
separation
on
of it.
camera.
So it was long fairing today,
Okay,
first flight
and the
for
velocity
Orbital
is
today,
2.6.
20.
Okay,
And you can see the
you can
fairing
see there the
images
fairing
here.
it
And
has already
you can see how it
separated,
flexes
and
as
it
it falls.
flexes
That's all
there.
part of the plan.
Yes, indeed, and that's a beautiful movement, but it's
Yeah,
due to the fact that it's designed to be as light as possible. But of course, when separated, the loads are pushing it, and it's being deformed due to its stiffness. This creates this movement, what we call a breathing mode. Nice breathing mode here, all designed to sustain that, of course.
yeah.
Our
So that's what
altitude,
you need to hear, the
161 kilometers down the
explanation
bottom of
what
the screen there.
what it's actually
Our
flexing there,
distance from the
because it's
pad and our
because it has to
speed,
be
vitesse
very
is the
light
French word
yet
for
strong
speed.
enough to
At the moment, we're
go to
traveling at
the
nearly 3
to the
kilometers
Earth's
per
atmosphere.
second, everybody,
But
per
because it's no
second.
longer there,
The
no longer
operations manager
but
is telling us that everything is going
it has
well
already
and
reaches
everything is
space, you
going
know,
according
where's
to
most
plan.
of, let's just say like around
Now, I'm
99.999%
hoping that
of the
Ariane is
atmosphere
well with us because
no
we
longer
sent him out to go
fully
and
have
watch the
any
launch with his own eyes on the
um,
terraces.
no longer,
What was it
how do I
like?
say
What
it?
a
No longer
magnificent
fully
errand.
affect
It was
the
like
rocket
watching a
itself, no longer
second
fully affect the
sunrise. I've never
payload,
seen
so it can be separated
flames coming off an Ariane
with
rocket like
full
that. And
safety there
it was a
after
delight to watch
after
the mighty
the
Ariane
125
6
kilometers
rise
altitude. You know,
majestically
it's
from
already
its
25
throne
kilometers more
before plunging
after
into the
reaching
vault of the
the
heavens.
Kármán
It
line
was
around the 100 kilometers, which is
astonishing.
internationally defined
I'm
as
so glad you were
the
able to go and see it, Ariane.
boundary where space
It's
begins. But
it's
for the
very
US,
powerful.
it's
This beast Ariane
they consider
64.
80 kilometers,
So we're
okay,
burning
80
the main
kilometers,
stage now.
or
You
if
can just about
we have to
see
speak their
the sort of main stage at
imperial
the bottom of the screen of the
language, it will
rocket.
be
It's as Henrik was
it
telling
will
us
be
earlier. It's
60
really
miles for
incredible
them
fuel.
already start.
Yes, indeed. It's
For
quite
us
so we
here,
can't
it will be 100
tell you. Well,
kilometers,
you
okay,
can guess, but
80 miles
from the onboard
already
camera, it
beginning
seems tall, but it's
in
still
space.
32-meter high.
But you can see it's looking pretty
5.4
good
meter,
there.
and we are currently
And of
burning
course, the reason why you
354
why did you
tons of
see that
liquid
the
oxygen
view of
and
the rocket
hydrogen,
onboard
as
camera
Ariane was
here looks
discussing earlier.
pretty blurry?
And why
It's
are,
actually
are
pretty
we
simple
using
because
these two? This
the
is
when the
because
SRB actually
the
separated,
chemistry of
of
these
course,
two
it's going
elements
to
makes
spew
that
lots
it's
of
one of the
hot
most,
gases,
let's say, fuel
aka
efficient
the hot
combination
pyrotechnic
that exists to
staging
convert that
separation
into thrust and
just to
hence
push that SRB
velocity
out
given to
from the rocket.
our
Because otherwise,
passengers,
if
the
they didn't do
Amazon
that,
Leo
imagine if you try to
satellites.
separate it,
He's
it
telling
could
us that the
it could
propulsion is
easily
nominal,
destroy
so is that
any
going well?
any
Yep.
structure
And also pressure
structural
producers using cutting-edge
of the
technology called
rocket
optimal
itself that could
pyro.
Yes,
fatally end the
these
flight.
are key technology-based
That's why you
laser
see why
pulses
the
sent
hot
through optical fibers,
pyrotechnic
and they are
stage
used to
separation being
trigger
used. But
key
sometimes
pyrotechnic
even the
events such as booster
pneumatic
separation, which we've
pneumatic, how
just
do you say,
seen,
air
and
pressure
instead
also being used. For example,
and they will be
the
used
most
by
actually known is
for
the
separating the main stage.
Delta 2
So we've just heard there
rocket
from the
that
range
actually
operations
uses the
manager that we've
pneumatic
picked up the signal. That was
air
Rocket
pressure
Station
separation. That
SNA, he
one is
said,
one
which
of
is actually
the hella
a
beast
naval
of the
tracking
rocket, you know.
station. So
One of
as
the best.
Ariane explained to us earlier, we're
I can
tracking
consider it
rocket
one of the
using
best era
telemetry. There are
in
ground
terms of
stations
rocketry
dotted
as
along
well.
our flight
It's
path, and the
basically the
rockets
full
basically
peak
is talking to us.
Kerbal Space Program
It's
KSP
sending signals as it
booster,
flies
more booster
over.
style and more
The
strut as
the
well.
naval
But
tracking
this
station,
is
Aaron, it's not
already
a
good.
boat, isn't it?
You know,
Yeah, the ground
aerodynamically
station is
also
on the
very nice.
water.
It looks
Kind of
like
funny to
bow.
say that,
I
but
mean, bow
yes, it's in
much
the
better
Atlantic,
instead of just like
in an area
everything
that
must
has
be a
telemetry
cone
also.
shape
Send a
and
boat to
whatnot.
that area to
At
track the
least
rocket
it's still
during its overflight. It has a
how do I
5
say?
meter
It's
S-band
still
antenna, and it's
at least the SRB
mounted on a
nose cone,
stabilized
the
platform.
side
So if it's wavy,
side booster
you
nose
have a
cone.
clear view of the
It
rocket.
has some kind of influence from the Ariane
Coming up
5
now
design.
to the next
So
main
that's
event,
actually pretty good.
which
It's
will
pretty
be the
aerodynamically sound as
extension
well.
of the main
And getting
engine.
ready for the Vulcan 2.1 uh, main engine extinction, aka
Extinction Vulcain,
shutdown.
FN mission
Looks like we
success.
have
And we have
Miko shutdown,
confirmation
main
of
engine
that
cut
there.
Yeah,
cut off,
Separation
as
and
observed,
then
it was just then confirmed
separation
that the
of the
main
LLVM,
stage has been separated as well.
and getting ready for the Vinci
allumage du
1
moteur.
rocket
Merci.
engines
And
ignition
I'm
The
so
on the
sorry to interrupt
upper
you.
no, no,
stage.
and I was to say that
Okay,
the
here we go.
Vinci engine has
You
been
can see the
confirmed,
how
and you
it
can see
actually
from
separated
the
there.
onboard cameras the
Yeah,
separation of the main
that one is
stage,
actually a
which was
venting.
amazing.
That this venting
Basically,
is
it's a
actually pretty
very
important
precise
to
step of
ensure
the
that
flight, a very key
when it
step
actually falls
where you
down
need
back
this
to the earth,
stage to be
it's not
separated
going to
gently
possess a lot
but
of
quickly enough
problem,
to ensure
and
the Vinci can
especially
fire up.
It
anything
looks
that could
easy,
have
but actually,
endanger
what's
people
happening up there is
surrounding it.
very
So by
delicate,
venting it
and
out,
it's the
you
result
reduce the
of
pressure and inside the
very clever
propellant
brains.
tank, and also to
And
ensure
there he's telling
it
us that everything is
when it
going
re-enters back
normally.
to the earth,
So
it will
the upper
easily
stage
break
is now in
down
charge. Can't
to
actually
ensure
see it
that
on these
the
shots,
debris is
but
not going to be
Aaron,
that
I kind of like
big
to think
enough
of it
to
as an orbital
kill
bus
anyone.
driver because his job is to deliver our
It's just
passengers
like
to lots of
small,
different bus stops
just
in space.
okay
Again, another handy
to be landing
analogy.
back
Yes, it's the bus
to Earth,
driver.
you know,
Everyone's not getting off at
especially
the same
landed
stop,
back
but
to the ocean
they're all headed in that
for
direction.
fishes and corals, you know.
Here
So
you can
I
see
guess
the Vinci
win-win situation,
nozzle
I
on the
guess,
right
something like
in
that. But
orangish
you
color.
The nozzle being the nozzle of the engine.
Yeah.
And the
okay?
curvature of our
So
planet there in the
you
background
can
with the
see,
very thin blue line, of course,
just like the commentator
is
said
the
there,
atmosphere, our gas mask.
the hot
So,
the
for
red hot
people
glow
who
there
are
is it's actually the Vinci
monitoring all this
rocket
right
nozzle
now
actually
are in what we
igniting
call the
there. You know,
CVI.
it's pretty high. I
The
mean, it's
equipment
pretty hot. That's
telemetry
why
team, the
it's
tracking
pretty important
stations are
there.
sending the data,
Okay.
relaying it to them. They actually are on a little mountain on the
I mean,
just outside
also
the
at the same time,
spaceport. It's called
I
the
didn't meant to to
Mountain of
entirely
the
say
Fathers.
kill. It's more
Yeah, they are
like
collecting
hurting or maybe
real-time data, which is
severely
sent
hurting
by Ariane
anyone
6
in the
back,
ocean,
of
or
course,
maybe
through
if
the
it
different
happens in the
stations we are
land, at
talking.
least everyone would be safe there.
And this
If
data can
the
include the status of the
if
engine, like the
even
turbo pump
going to
speed,
hit
for instance,
someone,
the tank
but
pressures, or
most of the time
the engine
we better hope
thrust,
it's not going
but
to
also
happen.
the
But so
trajectory,
far,
meaning
looking
where
pretty
we
good
are,
there.
our
The altitude is
velocity, for instance.
303 kilometers,
And they are comparing these
and
live
the
data to
distance from the
what was
Kourou
predicted,
Space Center is
what was
almost
the plan.
2,000
This allows
kilometers,
to
and
gently
the
analyze the
velocity is
behavior and confirm that everything is as
5.43
planned.
kilometers
Then
per
they are
second.
sending a summary of these two
Okay,
branch
and it's
of
a little bit pretty
with
surprising that
sharing with
we
everybody
have a little bit of
the
extended
next to Asia.
live stream, because usually
Sharing that on
whenever Amazon
terminals.
actually wants
Now,
to
the different
go
parts of the Ariane 6 rocket are
wants to
built in
request
Europe, but they're actually brought
for
here
secrecy
on
like
a
this,
boat,
usually
which is called
they
Canopy.
usually
Aaron,
the
it's really more than just a cargo ship, isn't it?
launch
It's quite
provider would just
revolutionary because it
honor
has
it anyways.
sails.
But
Yeah, revolutionary
but looks like
everything.
Arianespace doesn't do that.
Old is
They
new
just
again. We're
said,
back
okay,
to
you know what?
sails
We're
for
still going to stream
transporting
this
heavy
anyways.
items across the ocean. But
Probably
hybrid cargo
due to the
vessel
more
Canopy
open policy, I
brought
guess,
the
open
Ariane 6 rocket
space policy,
components from
something like that.
France to
Even
French
though
Guiana
most
for
of
the
the
LE-01
capability
launch
can be very
campaign.
secretive
The ship
capability,
carried
whatever. But
the Ariane 6's
eventually,
forward stage, the
even
upper
even
stage, and other
even an
critical hardware across the Atlantic
yeah,
to
even an
Europe's
amateur
spaceport in Kourou.
astronomer will
Canopy
at
uses a
some point
hybrid
will be able
propulsion
to
system
pinpoint
with
where's the
four
orbit anyway.
articulated
So literally not
rigid
much
wing
point
sails that can reduce fuel
to
use and
just keep
emissions
it
by up to
and
35%.
ended like that. But
And
well,
the transatlantic voyage, which was
looks
kicked
like
off
looks
on
like we have a
December
little bit
5
of
in Bordeaux,
altitude
was a
shedding there,
major milestone for the Amazon LEO and
298
Amazon
kilometers.
Arianespace partnership.
That sounds
Okay,
fun.
so if I remember correctly,
Puts
this is
red
also
wines in the water.
Could be, yes.
part of
And the
the
ship can also,
law of
Canopy can also transport
orbital
satellites.
mechanics,
Yes, indeed.
something
Remember, we
to
we
do with
have
the Oberth
transported
mechanics,
Copernicus
if I
into them
remember.
to see
What you do is
quite
that
a long time ago. It was on board Canopy.
if instead of
It was
you
on board Canopy, and
trying
we
to go
have also
straight up
request
too
from
much
other
energy there,
customers to
how
do
about you
so, to
just try
transport their
slow a
satellite
little bit of
potentially
your
from mainland
altitude so
Europe
you
to
can gain
French Guiana. It makes
more
sense to
of the
transport them
apogee altitude.
alongside
Well, for the perigee,
Ariane
you
6
can adjust
parts.
it back once you
So we
reaches on
just
the
heard there
highest
from
point
the
of the
range operations
altitude,
manager
aka
that
the
we've now
apogee
picked up a
point.
signal
You can
at
raise
the
your
tracking
perigee,
station
the
in
lowest
southern
point of
Korea.
the
Our flight
altitude.
path takes us
So maybe you can try
northeast
to
from French
circularize it,
Guiana. We're
or maybe
flying
you
over
can
Europe, heading
slightly
towards
go it
Europe now. We'll
higher,
be
so
coming back
it's not
down
going
over
to re-enter
India
back
and
to
then
Earth
the west of
too
Australia.
quickly.
Then we'll be
So
coming
that's
back up
also
again in northeast and
a
heading back to
possible
South America.
strategy as well.
And
What
Santa
they can
Maria
do.
is now locking
And right
onto
now,
the
it's
rocket
already the
signal.
altitude is
It's a
281
Portuguese island
kilometers.
in the
Distance from
Azores,
Kourou
which
is
is quite
almost
apparently
2,800
in the
kilometers,
Atlantic.
and
And Aaron, it sounds absolutely
velocity
beautiful.
is
I had a look at some
6.03
pictures actually the other day.
kilometers
I'd
per
practically go
second.
on holiday.
And here
Yeah,
we
it's
still can see
very
there,
lovely, very warm and sunny
and it
in
looks
Santa
pretty
Maria.
beautiful there.
To give a little
The
geographical
rocket
lesson, it's
engines
the southernmost island of
running
the
pretty
Azores,
nice
known for
and
stubble
well.
hills and terraced vineyards, and
And
the only
at least
white
on the
sandy
graph,
beaches in the
it looks
archipelago.
pretty
This
nominal,
tracking station is known as the Montes das Flores, the Hill of
so there
Flowers.
is no problem
It is
so
about
far.
5
And you can
kilometers
see
from the historic town of Vila do Porto,
the
some
real-time
1,500 kilometers from
animation
Lisbon, the
animation
capital
there
city
shows
of Portugal.
the
And it was
stages
first
of
used
the
to
rocket
track
itself.
the launch of
And
the
distance
European
from the
Space
Kourou is now
Agency's
3,000
automated
kilometers.
transfer vehicle, the
Altitude
Jules
is
Verne, in 2008,
266
the launch of
kilometers,
Ariane
and
04.
the velocity is
And Jules Verne
6.22,
was a cargo resupply
yeah,
mission to the International
6.22
Space
kilometers per
Station,
second,
bringing
yeah,
critical elements
as
to the
we can see
station
here.
for the astronauts aboard.
I
And
bet
then
they would have been
we will
absolutely
be
delighted when
waiting
they received
before
those
the before the
lovely
first
things
ignition,
inside the Jules Verne cargo ship.
before the
Now we can see there the
first
teams
of
we were
three
talking about
sets
earlier
of
at
the
the
rocket
Gallium tracking
of the
station,
upper
including
stage
the telemetry
ignition,
teams
the
here at the
Vinci rocket
spaceport,
engines,
analysing the information coming in
and
from the
we
rocket.
are ready for the first
On the bottom right-hand
uh,
side of your screen,
first
you can see
we are getting ready for the
there
first
the
ignition
upper
uh,
stage. The
to
white
go
disk is actually the
to
upper
go out. But
stage
in the meantime,
of the rocket, what's
we're still
left of
being
the rocket.
treated
To the
with
right
the
of it, we can see
altitude
our
graphs
satellites.
and whatnot.
Our
You can see
32
the
Amazon LEO satellites
on the graphs
attached
there is
to
it's
the
actually
dispenser.
it actually shows
And
the, how do I
to the
say, the
left
relationship
of
on the,
the upper stage, you
if
can
I
see
remember,
that
the
blue flame. It's actually the
y-axis
engine,
or the
because the upper stage
x-axis,
has a very powerful engine.
which,
It's called
yeah, yeah,
Vinci,
I'll try to
a very
remember back again
sophisticated piece of kit.
because I'm not going to.
Pretty complex and
Yeah,
a piece of engineering
if I
here.
remember
It's
correctly, the
actually a big
y-axis is the
innovation
vertical.
for
If I remember
Ariane
correctly,
6
the
because
yeah.
it helps, it gives
Let me
mission
see.
key
I'll be
mission
referring back again to
flexibility,
my
let's say it
phone,
like this.
so
It's
I'm not
designed to
getting my
switch on
mathematics
and
wrong
off,
here.
and
There.
this up to 4 times. So it allows us to take different spacecraft to a super
Oh,
wide
right.
range of orbits.
Oh,
Low
yeah.
Earth orbit, like for today's mission, but
Hmm.
also we can target higher orbits, like medium Earth orbit, as we did
Hmm.
for
Because
Galileo
I have a
mission
little bit of
last year,
rust, rusty stuff here.
or even higher altitude to
Okay.
geostationary orbits at 36,000 kilometers, but also for we can use it for
Mm,
exploration or
okay, let's see.
scientific missions.
Where's the
So you see a
y-axis graph?
super wide range of targets. And it's the first
Yeah, yeah,
Ariane
I'm
rocket
actually correct.
being
The
equipped with this
y-axis graph is
cryogenic engine
on
that
the
can
y-axis
push on and off
graph, aka you see
for
the
this
vertical
mission. As we
there
said,
that
we
actually
have
shows
three
from
burn.
0 to
Two
90, 180,
two of these burns will be
270,
used
260, and
to
450.
separate
There
precisely
is
the
that
Amazon
is
waves
actually
from
the
their orbit. And the last one,
while on the horizontal graph there,
and last one
the
will be for
axis there
deorbiting the
is
station.
the
So the range operation manager
the
said
time elapsed for the
3
mission.
minutes of
So that's basically
the first
the relationship between
operation.
the altitude and also the mission
Yeah,
duration time there
208 kilometers above Earth.
in seconds, from 0 to 200, 400, 600,
So
800, and
productive range of
soon enough we are
of
going
the
to
tracking
approach
station.
1000
Yep,
seconds.
205 kilometers
aka
high
on
and
1000
distance from
seconds
the pad just over 4,000 kilometers. And our
it should
speed,
almost
ladies and
be
gentlemen, boys and
tw-
girls, 7
yeah,
kilometers per second. Now that's what I call
yeah,
fast.
Yeah, super fast. This
almost
corresponds to
almost 20.
more than
Should
25,000
be around
kilometer an hour.
say, oh
Pretty
yeah,
fast.
Yeah, I
one
think we
on
can safely say
1000,
that's
yeah,
pretty
I
fast.
looks
If you
like
look at
on
the
the
top right of the
1000
screen now, our trajectory, the
seconds
green
it,
line is
it
the
has
predicted
already
trajectory, the
reaches
white
it's
corresponds with the
around t
actual
plus
position of our
60 minutes into the
rocket, our
flight.
launcher. We've actually been
And for
climbing,
the
climbing, climbing, climbing,
uh,
and it looks like
for
we're
the
getting to the
Vinci
top of the hill and
upper
coming
stage
over the side.
shutdown number one
Yeah, kind of. We're
on
still
the
picking up
on
speed
how do I
from
say
the Vinci upper
on
stage
the
because the boost is not over.
Seco
But
one, the
as
second engine
when we
cut off number
switch
one,
off
it should
the engine, indeed
happen
we'll
around
have
t
high
plus
velocity, but
19
we'll be
minutes plus
down the
something like
roller
that. We
coaster
will
if you
see
want. So we'll
soon.
use that speed
So
to
yeah,
climb the
and
hill,
also to
to go
see
up
the
the
Amazon
roller coaster,
Leo
and
to be
in
finally
other words,
fully
we'll
stream with no interruption there.
well
It's
translate
not
velocity
like
in
previously.
kinetic
Usually
energy into
whenever
altitude,
it's launched
meaning
outside of the
potential energy.
Arianespace coverage, usually they will just cut off
Now, there's a real need for
after
reliable connectivity. Now, it doesn't matter
the
where you
pellet
are
frame
on Earth, you
separation.
really want to be
But
connected
we
with space.
see a bit
It's
more
telling us that
of
everything's
this
okay.
mission. So yeah, this is pretty awesome,
A
a
low
pretty
Earth
great
orbit
experience there.
networks like Amazon Leo
And
can
yeah,
deliver that.
Yeah.
Who Amazon
and
Leo help to
speaking about
connect?
which, usually
Well, you don't have to go that
the
far to
upper
fly
stage
into
actually
poor
cut
internet.
off,
So
usually the ways
sometimes
on
it's just down the
how
road.
do it how does
You
it
know,
actually
good
prevents
small
itself
businesses in
from
rural France
how do I
trying
say
to
from
compete in
trying
the digital economy, but struggling
for
with unreliable connections.
how does
Fishing
the upper
communities
stage
along Europe's northern
upper
coasts,
stage
where reliable
tank
weather data and
uh,
market prices
how
can mean the
how
difference
the upper
between
stage
a successful catch that
engine
day or coming
usually
home empty-handed.
upper stage
There's mountain rescue teams in the Alps who
tank
need
itself
real-time
being avoided from
coordination
the
during
all
emergencies, but have
the
a hard
typical
time
sloshing
connecting small bed
that
and
could
breakfasts
affect
in remote
the startup, especially
Scotland
usually
or Tunbridge
when it
Wells
has
that can't offer
just a little
guests
bit of
the Wi-Fi they expect.
portion of the fuel just to
Farmers in
push
Spain
in,
who want
but
to use
not enough to
precision
be full,
agriculture tools but
not
can't
enough
get
for
the
the fuel
bandwidth
to
to
be
support
fully
them.
pushing
Naturally, billions of people everywhere
initially
who live and work in places
artificial
where
with the
geography
artificial
and
gravity from
economics
the
have made traditional
propulsion
infrastructure
resultant,
totally infeasible.
Usually what they do is that they will
Now,
have a
Amazon Leo
little
is
bit like
built to
vent
address
there
all of these use cases and more from a
on the
single
bottom
household
of the
So
rocket
device.
engines
we had just
just to ensure.
confirmation of the switch off of
Okay,
the Vinci upper stage engine,
looks
We
like
have
the
indeed.
Vinci.
which
Oh,
is good.
And
looks
that's
like the
really
Vinci
important. It's
upper stage
a
rocket engines there
very good
getting ready.
sign. This is the first
It's already
major
switched
step
on for
in
the
reaching the desired
power
orbits.
off,
We're
and now
now
it's already power
coasting
off
without the engine. We're at what we call
uh,
the
for
ballistic
the upper stage.
phase.
It
That
looks like
means
Seco number one
ultra-low
has
Mach
already
propulsion.
confirmed.
Yes, indeed, we are on what we call an intermediate orbit. It's kind of
All
an
right,
oval
looks like
shape
it's going for the intermediate
orbit, an
orbit there.
ellipse, and the
And it's
closest point
going to
of
be a
it
little
to
bit
the
longer,
Earth, to the
around
ground, is
T plus
150
1 hour, something like that.
kilometers
We will
high,
see the
and the
ignition
furthest
of
point
the
is
Vinci
465
upper
kilometers.
stage again
So we'll
once more time
use that
for the
velocity to climb the orbit to go
for the
to the
SES
furthest point,
number two.
and this will take
The
us
second engine
around 52
start
minutes
number two.
to climb
We will see that
that
soon.
stair, if you want. And
All right.
La propulsion est nominale.
so the
Okay.
range operation manager is confirmed that the orbit we have reached
The orbit
that
and
step
the
is
propulsion looks
fully
nominal.
okay. It was the targeted one,
Still
which is a
okay.
super good news.
Acquisition de la télémesure par la station Osagel.
And we
Okay.
have acquisition of signal at the tracking station in Osagel, which is in France, Aaron?
Yes, Issus Osaka.
Okay,
It's in the Haute-Garonne, south of
Osagil.
Toulouse.
Yeah, looks.
The Pink City, which
Oh,
is the home of much of the French aerospace
Propulsion nominale
industry,
de
a
la
really
PU.
significant place.
oh. Okay,
You can
okay.
see
That's
it there
pretty
on the map.
interesting.
It's in southwest France, so we're now heading out
Already heading
over
into the
Europe. We're
southwest,
going to take a
west
break while
France.
we
Okay,
climb the hill, and
okay. That's pretty
we're going
interesting
to take a
there.
break for about 47 minutes now. So we're going to come back to you at about 5:54 GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. That's 2:54 here in Kourou and 12:54 in Washington. So don't go away. See you back here then.
See you there.
Propulsion nominale de la PU.
All right. So looks like they are going in for the
Fin de visibilité de la station Santa Maria.
for they are going in for the rest there. So looks pretty good. And we and also just like them, I will also going to be back again around T plus around 45 minutes like that. Yeah, because you know what? You know what? I think it would be better for me to just go and sleep. Yeah, because I don't think I have enough sleep at this moment of time. So we'll be good. Okay.
Propulsion nominale de la PU, le pilotage est calme.
Okay. Okay, I think she'll be good. So I'll be taking a little bit of rest there. You know, it's a bit tiring. Well, a pretty tiring day for me. But yeah, I hope you guys can understand. I'll be taking rest a little bit. So thank you so much, everybody, and thank you for your support. I will be back again. So yeah, see you guys soon. I'll I'll be wake up again, probably a minute or two before the launch
Démarrage
commentary
avant
start.
son
So
numéro
yeah.
20.
Okay, so here we go. Let me see. Okay, so I'll be back soon, everybody. So thank you so much. We'll be back soon. I've already set my watch clock there. Yeah, so it's a bit chaotic time for me,
Pilotage
so
calme.
I need a little bit of rest and need to flush a little bit of my brain from tiredness. So hopefully you guys can understand. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Love you all. Bye bye. A little bit. Oh, I think it would be better for me to just open music, right? So I just open a little bit here.
Propulsion nominale, le pilotage est calme. Acquisition de la télémesure par TDRS. Pilotage calme. Pilotage calme. Propulsion nominale, le pilotage est calme. Propulsion nominale. Propulsion nominale. Réacquisition de la télémesure par TDRS. La propulsion est nominale. Les paramètres à bord sont normaux. Le pilotage est calme. Pilotage calme, propulsion nominale. Le pilotage est calme, les paramètres à bord sont nominaux. propulseur nominal de l'APU. Pilotage calme, les paramètres à bord sont nominaux. accélérateurs sont nominaux. La propulsion est calme.
So, hello, Wendy. Uh, looks like I've already wake up a little bit, but yeah, I've just tried. hmm So we are getting ready for the replay, and in the meantime, as you can see, it's already traveling pretty far right now. It's just outside the New Zealand, and for the current altitude right now, it's 470 kilometers. Distance from Kuru is 13,000, uh, almost 13,300 kilometers. Yeah, and also the velocity is 7.24 kilometers per second. So that's the current status of this launch right now, as we are also going to see the ignition of the second engine start, number two, of the upper stage, which Vinci rocket engines will ignite soon. And we are getting ready uh, for the commentary, official commentary from the Arianespace to start, and getting ready. Here we go. Here's the launch replay,
Le vol se poursuit nominalement.
and here we go. This is the launch replay. It looks pretty exciting, and even with the blown up stuff and what blown up exposure there, I mean, it's pretty unbelievable. It feels like I'm looking at the animation, but alas, it's actually a true stuff there, and you can see there. And after that, separation of the SRB side booster of the forward there on this launch replay. And yeah, it looks still pretty good there. hmm All right.
Hello again. Welcome back to our live
And
broadcast, Road
here
to
you go
Space. We are
on the time
transporting
versus
32
uh,
Amazon LEO
sorry,
satellites. We're
on
watching what's
altitude
left
versus time
of the
graph there.
European rocket
On
Ariane
the
64. We are coming
y-axis
to you live from
is
the
the
commentary
altitude,
box here
and
at Mission Control. I'm with Samuel
on
Rogers
the
from
y-axis,
Arianespace, our
that one
rocket
is the
expert.
Great
vertical
to be here, Steve.
vertical there that
And
actually
next
shows
to us
0
is
to
Aaron Lewis,
160,
also from
132,
Arianespace.
sorry,
Good that you guys are
160,
still here with me.
320, 480,
Aaron, during the break, we
640, and
picked
also
up
800
signal at
kilometers.
the
That
tracking station
at
in New
hundreds there,
Zealand.
that one is
Yes,
the altitude, the
another
in
of the tracking
kilometers,
stations
and on the
on the route
axis there,
in a very
on
lovely
the
place, an important
horizontal
spot,
there,
Awarua.
that
So
actually shows 0,
hello to Awarua
1000,
as we
2000,
overfly that
3000,
region. And Sugu
4000,
was
and
built
5000. That one is in seconds. The
it
mission
was built
duration
for the
since the
Jules
start of
Verne
this
mission in
mission.
2008.
Which, of course, was a cargo
Okay, but
supply
also,
mission to the International
okay,
Space Station.
the weird stuff is
That's
that
right.
So the astronauts, I
the
think, probably will have been very happy
the
to have
timeline the timeline and even
received their
the
cargo
timeline
coming
and
through to
also
them.
the mission duration time on
We're
the
coming up now
left side,
to the
it's
next
literally wrong there. I don't know what's happening, but
phase.
okay.
Yeah,
And you can
it's
see
the
the second
ignition
engine
of
start number
the
2 has
Vinci
already
upper
commenced.
stage,
Allumage du moteur Vinci.
which was
Vinci
just
rocket engine
confirmed
has
by
now
the main operation manager.
igniting there.
A good
So
step here.
that's good news, but
Yeah.
it's a short burn, isn't it, Samuel?
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
very short. It's 18
Yeah.
seconds burn. It's
Okay,
just
18 seconds
sufficient
burn
to,
only.
as we said
Okay,
earlier,
and
when we were climbing the
by
hill,
now we should
the
have
short burn is
already
sufficient to stay up there.
Seco number
Mission du
2.
Vinci.
It's
Okay,
just
Seco number
confirming
2 for the
that
Vinci
the
rocket
engine
engine
was
there's already ignite there.
fired,
That one is
turned off,
actually
switched off. I was
yeah,
looking
that
for
one
the
is
word.
actually just to
So it means
raise the
we have
perigee
reached the
altitude,
right orbit.
aka the
Good. So
lowest point
that's
of
what we
the
that's what we needed
altitude,
to
so
do.
it's
So
not
we've
going to
basically
re-enter.
taken our oval orbit and we've
And
turned it
to almost
into a
circularize it to
circle.
the
Our elliptical
low
orbit
Earth
is now a circular orbit.
orbit
So
there
that's
to
good
the
news. So we're going to take
465
another break.
kilometers, if I remember
We're going to
correctly,
take a break for 10 minutes
altitude.
and come back to you at 3:07 local time here in Kourou.
Oh,
That
10
is
minutes
at
break.
107
Oh,
East
right.
Coast.
That's
And
very
that's
interesting.
actually 7:07 GMT. See you back here in
See
10
you
minutes.
later.
All right. Looks like we'll be back again in 10 minutes, it seemed. But yeah, I guess it's fine so far. Okay, but the problem is that the left side of the time mission timeline and also the al- and also even the mission duration time on the left side, it's literally wrong there. I don't know what's the problem, but apparently we have a little bit of Borg uh, moment there, just like my stream. Previously,
Pleine visibilité de la
it's
télémesure
a
par les
little bit
stations
funny there.
AUR.
Okay, maybe Arianespace literally need to look back. I don't know. Hopefully there's like the broadcasting technical teams that actually currently still looking into this issue because it's weird. That's all I'm going to say. It's looking pretty weird. All right. And maybe in the meantime, I will sleep a little bit. Not really that long. I'm just going to close my eyes there. So, so, so you shall see there. So yeah, see ya soon. It's not going to be that long. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Mm.
Acquisition TDRS, l'orbite atteinte est nominale, le vol se poursuit nominalement. À tous de DDO, merci de bien vouloir vous rasseoir à vos places et de faire un peu de bruit, de faire un peu de silence, pardon. Le vol se poursuit, il y a trop de bruit dans le CDC là. Merci. Le pilotage est calme, les paramètres à bord sont nominaux. Propulsion nominale de l'APU. pilotage est calme, les paramètres à bord sont nominaux.
Okay. Looks like we are almost on the yeah. Looks like we are almost getting ready for the deployment of the LE-01 satellites constellation for
Propulsion
the
contrôle de
Amazon Leo.
l'ATU.
So, getting ready. Okay,
Le pilotage est calme, les
and in the
paramètres à bord sont
meanwhile,
nominaux.
maybe I can explain a little bit why how the separation mechanism will work here. Okay, maybe I can try open the music just to make it less boring. Yeah. So in the meantime, how the separation will occur from what I hear is that there's like there's like two separation. There's also like three separation in one go and sort of like that. That's basically in the basics how it starts. It starts in sometimes in pair, sometimes sometimes three satellites dispense in one go, sometimes two satellites, okay, a pair of it separates in between. But there is it also depends. Sometimes it could also be like for satellites being quad satellites being sep separated in one go to. So that's basically how it's actually done. And probably after the separation ends,
Propulsion nominale, le pilotage est calme.
and probably after they already finish talking and whatnot, I will also going to end the stream soon because it's pretty late night right now, and I do really need a good sleep after a while.
Début de la manœuvre d'orientation au profit de la première séparation Amazon Léo.
Okay, so that's what we're hearing right now. Okay, getting ready in as the commentary will be start again. And right now we are seeing the altitude, current altitude right now is 475 kilometers. Okay, looks like a little bit farther than what I wrote in the description,
De l'ATU.
but that's the best that's the best information I can find, which I preliminary mentioned 465 kilometers, but they go up a little bit, 10 kilometers up, 475 kilometers, and the velocity is 7.32 kilometers per second, and looks like the altitude is 474 kilometers, dropping down a little
Welcome
bit.
back to Road to Space.
Okay, and
We're
the
now
official
32
narration
minutes
is already
into
beginning again.
32 Amazon
So,
Leo
yeah.
satellites on their way to their final destinations
Let's go.
in space, or their drop-off points in space on board what's left of the Ariane
Yeah.
6 for rocket, our orbital bus driver. Samuel Rogers and Aaron Lewis are still with us, I'm pleased to say. We
Mhm.
lifted off at 1:45 local time from Ariane 6's dedicated pad here at the
Yeah,
Mariana
so
Space
looks
Center.
like it.
We are on the coast of the Amazon rainforest. It's very beautiful. And Aaron, you
Getting
were out
ready
there
for
watching the
the
launch. What
LE-01
was it like?
separation. If I remember, it
It
should be
was
around one
extraordinary.
minute
The
plus
field
from
of
now.
view was totally
So
clear. You could
should be
see
it.
Propulsion nominale,
uh, the
le pilotage est calme.
separation, stage separation, the boosters, the fairing. It was extraordinary. And then the visceral piece of it, the noise.
Mhm.
It was
All
like, to
right.
quote Steppenwolf, heavy metal thunder. It rattled the building. You could feel it shake your bones. It was just an all-around experience.
Oh, you're so lucky to have seen it in real life. She's a beast.
Indeed.
Ariane 6464, the 4 booster version. So, of course, you had all the kind of rumble from those extra boosters. Really
All right.
exciting to see.
Tous les
So,
paramètres à bord sont
we
nommés.
lifted off 1 hour and 24 minutes ago. Just remind everybody what happened, Samuel.
Okay,
Yes,
so
indeed.
this
So
is the
we had
flight
first the
profile.
liftoff
It's
towards
already replaying again
northeast.
for the flight
Then we
profile.
had booster
The
separation
first is the
after 2
liftoff,
minutes and 25
and
seconds.
after that the
This
PGO, and then
was
the
indeed
booster
amazing
separation.
phase. Lots of power there. Then we had the opening of the fairing.
Okay, after
revealing
that the
our
fairing
32
separation.
passengers
You
today.
can see, and also
Taking
forgot to
quite a bit
mention
of
that
space.
inside the fairing,
Then a bit
fairing,
less
if
than 8
you actually
minutes
see
into
there,
flight,
there's
we
like a
had
little
the
bit of
shutdown of the
tiny
main stage Vulcan
aluminum
engine
sheet there.
and
That
the
one
first
is
ignition
actually
of
to
the
absorb
Vinci
all of
upper
the
stage
acoustic
engine shortly after.
and also pressure wave there, so it's not going to destroy
The
the
first
payload inside,
of the upper stage
to keep
boost
the
lasted
payload
11 minutes.
pristine, clean,
Then we
and
switched off the
nicely
engine,
there.
and once we were
As you can
over
see,
New Zealand, Wawa ground
oh
station, we had the second of the upper stage
yeah, so
boosts.
that's how it actually done there.
And now we are ready to start the satellite separation
Yeah,
sequence. It will
so coming
last
up for the
approximately
LEO
25
satellites
minutes,
separations
and we'll
there.
be separating the satellites step by step.
Yeah,
First 3 by 3 as shown here,
okay, first 3 by 3,
and then 2 by 2,
and then 2 by
and
2.
finally the last one. And after that, we'll have a new coasting phase to go over Australia, where we will do our third
Okay, and then the
final
final one
boost
will be just only one satellite there. Yeah.
to slow us down, followed by stage passivation and re-entry above the
Okay,
Pacific Ocean.
ignition, basically SAS3 and then SECO3, and after that, propellant passivation,
So everything's going
propellant
well,
dumping,
everything's
and
going
also
according to plan. We're
passivation,
looking here
and
actually at
then
CGI
re-entry back.
images, the animation there, which is
Yeah, so that's
fantastic
how
because
it
it allows
actually
us to
works.
see what it looks like up there in space.
All right.
This is a simulation of what's been planned for the mission.
Mm-hmm.
And you can
Yeah.
actually see,
Uh-huh.
and it's a good shot there of our 32
Yeah.
satellites attached to the dispenser, which is that sort of round structure in the center there. And just in the far end, you can see they're attached to what's left of the upper stage. And as I said, they got our children here on the school bus. Our bus is actually on its way now to a number of different bus stops to drop them off, as you said there, 3 by 3, then 2 by 2, and one final one.
Oh, they call this as the school bus.
He's telling us that everything's
Pretty
going
interesting.
according to plan, which is what we like to hear. Aaron, as the VP of Media and Government Relations at Arianespace, you're working very closely with the Amazon LEO teams, aren't you? What's it been
Yeah,
like
so
working together?
you can see there.
Yeah, Arianespace US and Amazon have had Amazon Leo have had a great relationship going back 7 years almost, when Project Kuiper and then Amazon Leo first became official and public. We announced the launch
And
contract
also for the
together at the
new
Space
and
Symposium in
existing
Colorado
viewers,
Springs in
hello, hello, and welcome.
2022 to
And
great
even if
fanfare.
there's no viewers from
Our
now,
offices are in
still
Washington,
I'll
D.C.
welcome you
Amazon
if you even
offices are
watch
just across
this
the river
on
in
replay.
Arlington. We love to
So
pop
yeah.
by to visit them in person. And there's also another incentive there. They have a banana truck out front to help with any potassium deficiencies. You can go through there and grab a hand of bananas anytime you want. It's great. But we're now in touch constantly as we prepare to launch 17 more times, which is a lot of times.
Well, I'm glad that the Amazon Leo teams are keeping on top of their
Whoa, so you can
vitamin
see there's
intake.
like
Looking here at
the
the CVI
Ariane
teams,
6
they're receiving
64
information here at the
replica
telemetry
model
teams
there.
at the
Pretty interesting.
Arianespace Center.
So you can see there.
So what happened next?
Yeah, indeed, because then there was the next part, which was the design of this mission that we see today. They bring that launcher into reality and perform all the qualification effort that was required by all the novelties, all the premieres we had today with this new launcher version. This implied a large amount of work over years with many people involved, and to have it qualified and ready on the launch pad for today's launch.
Now that's what I call teamwork. I wonder how many cups of coffee everybody consumed during those years, or how many bananas were eaten. We're getting ready now
Okay,
for the next
that's a little bit funny
moment,
stuff.
the beginning
Yeah.
of the separation sequence, where we will start the process of delivering the satellites. The Ariane 6 upper stage is taking us now to the target orbit. It's reaching our target orbit shortly.
And we're also orienting what's remaining of the launcher to point the right direction to then start the separation command, because as you can guess, we need to have the right pointing into space, and then we can start the separation of the three first satellites.
No, you're absolutely right, and we're actually on our target orbit, so forgive me there.
No problem.
So Ariane 6 successfully reaching its target orbit, and now
Okay,
the
getting ready for
dispenser
the
is going into
first
action to
separation
separate the
until the
satellites.
12 separations there. Okay, the first set has already separated.
And that's how it
Let's hear
looks.
for the
Our
confirmation
first
from
three
the
Amazon
mission
Leo
director there,
satellites
or
moving
ranch
gently
operation
away
director here.
from the
Let's listen in.
mothership. Aaron, talk us through the separation sequence.
Sure, Katie. So there are going to be 12 separations in total.
So the
They're
first
delivered
set
into space
with
from the bottom
3
of the
satellites has
dispenser,
already
that black
separated.
rod there, from the bottom up. So there are going to be
All
12,
right.
like I mentioned, of those
All right.
separations. There'll be 9
And getting
separations
ready
of
for
3
the
satellites at a time. You just
second
saw 3
second
drifting
separation.
away from the payload dispenser. And then 2 separations of 2 satellites. So 2 groupings of 2 satellites in sequence will be dropped off at the same time. And then 1 lone satellite will hang on for a little while, and then will be separated and will drift off all by its lonesome to its final destination in orbit.
Okay, as you can
Nice
see.
shot back there of our planet and our flight path. How does separation work, Samuel?
So actually, as we said earlier, each satellite is attached onto the mast, the dispenser, thanks to a number of attachment points. So upon command sent by the launcher, these interfaces are released, and there are a set of springs that are gently pushing away each
Yeah, so
satellite, ensuring that it's
when it actually
moving
separated, of course, the spring,
safely
there's
away
going to
from
be
the
a
launcher.
spring that
Of course,
they
you
will
don't want
push
it to
it.
be too fast, but
They will
fast
be
enough to
push the
ensure safe
satellite
separation.
further
All of it is, of course, studied in
from
depth
the rocket itself
by
or
many
from the launch
engineers.
vehicle, like some people say too, including myself already saying
Coming
that.
up to the
And get ready for
next
the
separation.
second set to be
The
separated.
next 3 satellites, the next 3
Okay, looks
Amazon
like it.
Leo
Let's get
satellites.
ready. All right. Second set of the 3 satellites has already been separated.
There we go. That's how
All
they're
right.
moving away again.
Poursuite de la séquence de séparation Amazon Léo.
Okay, so looks like confirmation
So
from
the
the
separation
range operation
sequence
director
is
there,
ongoing.
and getting ready for the third
Nice shot there
separation
of the
to be
dispenser. You can see
confirmed.
underneath the satellites as they're starting to
So
move
this is
away from the
uh,
dispenser.
so
We're
if you
starting to get a
see
better shot of it, or a
why
better
this
look at it,
separation
if you
is
like.
actually a little bit of
So we are coasting
how do I
without the
say
engine. You can see the blue flame is
it
no
takes a
longer there
little
on
bit of
our
time
elevation. But we do actually
time
still have a bit
time
of
period is
elevation, don't
that
we?
because
Yeah,
it
a
wants
little
to
bit, as you say. We
because
have
this kind of style when
a
you
kit,
separate
let's
it
say.
you
The
prevent
name
the
is the kit
satellites from getting
auxiliary
too close
propulsion
with
unit
other kind
above
of
the upper
satellites.
stage.
So let's say
But
for
it
example if you separate
continues
everything
delivering
all
kind
in
of a
once,
small
anything
load
can happen.
first
It can even
to
damage other
the
satellites.
stage,
It
and
can
of course
even
to the dispenser.
just you know
Pilotage calme, la manœuvre d'orientation au début
uh,
de la
the
séparation.
result will be pretty nasty.
And the
You don't
satellites,
want
it's actually playing a critical
Kessler
role,
syndrome in the first
which
place.
is
So that's
to
why
maintain the
usually it's
upstage
best to just
trajectory and altitude. It also
keep the
ensures
separation time
that we have
a
a
little bit
rather
difference there,
quick
so the
separations
satellite has
all
time
in all,
to
while of
properly gone
course
into the
ensuring that the
correct
satellites
orbit,
do
and
not
also
collide
at the same
immediately
time,
after
so
separations.
the
Yes, I mean, there
satellites
must be
will
real
not collide
challenges in
between
separating
each
so many
other. And
satellites.
of
Yeah,
course, we don't
kind
want to
of.
trigger any kind of Kessler syndrome, not
So
going to speed
in the range
run it,
operation
and
manager
you would
just
rather
confirmed
not
that the APU I was talking
looking
about
it
is
further,
behaving
because
as
especially if you hear
expected.
Since lately, especially with the
master
Shenzhou 20
the way the
spacecraft,
satellite
it's pretty
mass
stricken.
moving away from the launcher,
That's
then it
one of the
changes the
resultant
mass over
what
time.
happened
So we need to take that into account.
when the space
The
debris is
impulse,
getting
the velocities of
a
these
lot
satellites moving
more
away,
and
plus
more
the
as
evolution
time
of
goes
mass
on
to
due to the
ensure we are well mastering it
rapid launch
and
cadence,
predicting
lots of
all
satellites
of
in the
these
orbit,
phases, which are
maybe
critical,
even
as you
pain
can see.
flaking and what's on. So these things are a little bit of dangerous. So that's why let's not speed run it at this point. So let's see. Should be the should be the third separation set of the satellite. Okay,
There we
the
go. Our
third
next
set
three
of the three
satellites.
satellites has already been separated.
Poursuite de la séquence de séparation Amazon Léo.
Okay, so looks like
And
the
the
range operation director
separation
has already
sequence is
confirmed
progressing as he's
uh,
confirmed
the
for
the
our next
telemetry
three Amazon Leo
as
satellites.
actually as laid out in
It's
the graph
great to have
itself.
everybody watching our
So
live
yeah, that's
broadcast
actually pretty
during
great
this
there.
really important separation phase. A bit of a shout out
Okay.
again, Aaron, to the folks at Amazon.
Yeah, we've got
And
quite a
as you can
parade
see,
here
the
from
payload
Amazon
adapter itself
Leo
to
in
actually
the
attach
Amazon, and some of us
payload
are
adapter
able
and
to
also for
watch
the
the
separator,
Super
you
Bowl
can
on
see it's pretty long,
Sunday together,
like a
cheering on the
banana,
hometown.
you know. If I
But
have to
these folks are
give
not
a little
alone.
bit
They're
of
being also cheered
literal
on by a lot of
analogy
their
there,
colleagues
it's
from
like
across the
you
world.
try to
We
have a
I
banana,
think the
okay?
number is 200, over
Sorry,
200
it
offices in the
feels like
Amazon
you have a
network.
little bit of banana
Um,
there, okay?
this
You
very
just
fine broadcast is
do
being
it
live streamed to them
and
in
just take
23
some
countries
from the
across
trees
the
and
globe, from
enjoy it
Seattle
and
to
eating
London,
it
from Milan to
somewhere. It's
Mexico
like
City.
that
The
configuration.
sun
Maybe
does
I can
not
call
set
this
for
like a
the Amazon
banana,
team, and right now they're all
um,
watching this moment
banana
together.
space banana
You can
payload
also catch
adapter.
it
I don't know.
on
I
X at
might
Amazon
already coin
Leo.
a new term here,
Search for
even
Amazon
though I
Leo
don't
on
have
LinkedIn and
big influence,
Facebook
but
or
consider
Instagram.
myself a
Follow
little bit
Amazon Leo at
coming up with my
Amazon
own
Leo
term.
underscore.
Maybe you can even
You
use
can
this
visit
term as well.
leo.amazon.com to learn
So
more
that's it.
about how Amazon
Spad.
Leo will serve households,
It's bad.
businesses,
Sorry,
large
it's bad.
enterprises, and
Space
government
banana.
customers.
Um,
And there's also an
what am I even
interest list
talking about?
you can
Space
join
banana payload
to learn more
adapter.
about Amazon,
SBPA.
how it will serve
What am I even
households,
talking about?
businesses, large enterprises, and
Okay.
government customers.
But anyways,
Um, if you want to be notified, join that interest list.
yo,
Yeah,
maybe the
A lot
best
of
I can say
information
is
there out there
SBPAD.
available on social media.
Space or I don't know.
absolutely. Coming
Yeah,
up to
Space banana
the next separation.
payload adapter dispenser. SBPAD, yeah. And getting ready for the fourth set of the satellites to be separated. Getting ready. Could okay. The fourth set of
There
the
we have
three
it.
satellites has already been separated there.
Poursuite de la séquence de séparation Amazon Léo.
All right. So the range
Confirmation
operation
that
director
the
has already
separation
confirmed.
sequence is progressing
It's
for
still progressing by now, and
Amazon
all
Leo
that's left is
satellites.
one, two, three,
We do have a
four,
number of
five, six,
firsts
seven,
for
eight.
this
Okay,
launch. We
so
had the
eight,
first Ariane
uh,
6
eight
with
separations
4
left there,
boosters, the
and after that,
first
the
launch of
separations will
the
end
Amazon
it,
Leo
and
satellites
we
on
might have a little bit
Europe's
of word
launcher, the
from
first
the
little
Ariane space and
fairing.
also
Which
Amazon.
other others I've
Just a
missed
little
out?
bit of
De la prochaine
talking
séparation en cours,
before I
usage
can
et calcul.
actually finally end this
He's just
stream
told us that we're
and maybe prepare
We're
approaching the
for
continuing
tomorrow,
the
you know.
orientation manual
Literally not
to
tomorrow, it's
follow up
going to be
on the separation sequence.
around
Indeed. And yeah, you missed the first,
16,
but I'm sure it was on
yeah,
purpose for me
around
to talk
less than
that
16 hours
fast
from
for you.
now
It's
before
the
we
what
will
we call
see the
the
launch of the
launch vehicle adapter,
SpaceX
which is this
Crew
kind of
12
black
to the
cone
International Space
below the
Station
dispenser, supporting all the
for the
dispenser.
Expedition 74
And
slash
for this, yeah,
75
it was
missions
new because it has two
with four
roles to
astronauts
carry
inside
the
it.
dispenser plus
They
the
will be going
satellites,
to
and
the
it
International
has
Space
also
Station,
a
so
white
keep an
small
eye for that.
cylinder, external cylinder carrying um,
And yeah,
supporting the
you
two
can see
fairing
there
halves. And for this very flight,
it's going around the Earth.
this launch
And
vehicle
for new
adapter
and
was
existing viewers,
reinforced.
hello and
It's made of
welcome.
composite material
And
by
enjoy chatting
VA267.
in the live chat
And
if
today's
you
version
really
is
want to
the
talk.
heavy
But
lift
if you don't,
version of it, a new
just watch
one.
along.
So
It's fine.
another premieres.
And if you
Um,
and
it
even
includes
even
big
if
forcing
there's no
wheels
people,
properly
it's
to be
fine.
able to carry
I've
such
already got used
heavy
to
uh,
to this kind of audience. But yeah, still
satellite
appreciate it
stack
no matter
into space.
what you're doing. You press likes, maybe you want to interact,
We've done a
maybe
lap
you
of the
even you want to
Earth,
share, you want to subscribe my channel, it's
heading
up to
back
you. Okay?
towards
I'm not going to tell you
the
that much.
spaceport
You
here.
know what you're
Quick
gonna do.
look at our telemetry.
So okay, and getting ready for the fifth sets of the satellites to be separated for the Amazon
You can
Leo
hear the range operations manager
LE-01.
there, but
Getting
I
ready for there.
believe that we may
Okay,
have
and the
here we are, the
fifth
next
sets
separation.
of the
Fifth one.
Yep,
three satellites
separation
has already
number
been
5. And
separated.
if you
Suite de
look,
la séquence de séparation Amazon Léo.
and
Okay,
it's
so
confirming that the
range operation
separation
director has already
sequence is
confirmed
ongoing, and we're flying back
here.
over
That's
actually a very beautiful
actually
view
pretty
there
tally
of
with
South
the
America,
graph
because
itself
Aaron, we've
as
done
well.
a lap of the Earth, and we're coming back to the teams at Galileo
Okay,
at the European
so looking pretty
Spaceport
good
who
so
are now
far.
tracking
So you
us.
can see
Yes, like
it's
Magellan, we
around
have
the
circumnavigated the
Ensuite, ils vont
globe.
se
almost
recevoir la station Orbital.
around the
So yeah, we lifted off
upper
from Guiana
South
Space Center,
America,
the northeastern
America
coast of
region.
South
You can see.
America, headed northeast back towards Europe, then
Oh,
over India,
and looks
and
the
then down
animation there.
the west
Ooh,
of Australia, and then again northeast over the South Pacific
it
towards
gave you a
South
little bit
America,
of
back over our
perspective,
heads again, over
how it
Ecuador,
actually
and
looks
then
like there.
here in French Guiana, back home.
Yeah.
And the quick look telemetry
Mm-hmm,
team
mm-hmm.
back here in Galileo, which is the what we call the telemetry station here at the Guiana Space Center, are now
All right.
tracking our launcher.
Mm-hmm. Still tracking.
I think, as we mentioned earlier, the
If I
tracking
remember
stations
correctly, this
across
is
the
around
planet,
afterward,
they collect the data from
15 minutes
La
later, the
because
verticale
separations
the
of the
partials
Amazon Leo should
as it
have
flies
been
over,
complete
it
by
sends all that
then.
information
It could be a little bit longer,
to the
depends on
tracking
how the
stations
missions
about
is
its
going, but
situation. As
so
Aaron
far so
mentioned
good.
earlier, it's a bit like your smartwatch, keeping track of where you are and how you're
Mm.
getting on. And
And
let me
yeah,
take you back here to the tracking station.
the
So
tracking
And
station
here,
has a lot
exactly,
of
it's the
method.
team who
One
is
of the common
following
method
what's
for the
happening
tracking
on board
station,
and then
of course, it's
communicating on
around
the
the Earth.
internal
But
console
also you can
here
use
to the
satellites
range
for the tracking
operation
station
manager
if
in
you want
particular,
to reach
and then
beyond
he's
the
sharing with
ground base
us
tracking
statistics.
station. That's also pretty useful. But another one also would be the sea tracking station where there's like
and they'll be
ships.
focusing very
You
hard
just put
right now
some
because
kind of
there are
radar
a
there
lot of
just to
separations.
track the
12
where's the satellites,
to track.
where the satellites and also the rocket
And
itself
here's the
going.
next one coming up.
And the okay, and the six
Poursuite de
sets
la
of
séquence de
the
séparation Amazon Léo.
three satellites has
And the
already been
separation
separated as
sequence is
already confirmed by
progressing
the range
for
operation director
Amazon
there.
Leo. You can
So
see
we
the
have six
dispenser is starting
separations
to empty.
left
It's
before
half empty now,
the mission finally concluded, at least for the
and
Amazon
we're
Leo.
heading
But
towards the next tracking
it's still the
station,
beginning for
which
them.
will
But
be,
for the Ariane
as you can
space,
see, we're
it's
flying over
going to
the
be the end of the
ocean again, so we'll
almost
be
going to be
heading
the end of the
towards
mission
Mission
back
after
de l'ATE.
the
back
boost
towards
back
the naval tracking
boost back
station.
for the re-entry.
Yep,
After
our
that,
friends from Kness in the boat there
it'll
in that
it'll be
telemetry hole
destructively
that we
re-enter
have in
back,
the
and
mid-Atlantic. So
the
any
mission for Ariane
overflight
space will
Suite de
be
la manœuvre
will cross
properly
that
d'orientation
boat.
et de la prochaine
completed after that.
préparation, les paramètres à bord sont normaux.
And also, I forgot to mention for the
They're telling
SpaceX
us that everything's
Crew
going well
12 mission,
on
that's going to
board.
be the
Everything's
first
going
mission
according
ever
to
where
plan.
the landing pad will be
Yeah, you were
for
saying
the
you've got lots of
landing
tracking
zone
stations on the
pad,
job today.
the
Voilà,
You've got
donc
seven.
LC40.
les mesures
It's going to
d'orientation
be
qui sont
inaugurally being
Oh, we've just
used
had the
just
confirmation there that we're
near
heading to
the
Suguwa
Slick
at the
40.
naval tracking station.
Uh,
Yeah, I was saying
yeah,
because you've
the
got so many
LZ,
satellites to do.
LZ or
Yeah,
LZ40
yeah,
will be
that's
near
absolutely
to
right.
the Slick
You know,
40,
we're
the
heading over
SLC
Galileo,
40,
SNA,
Space Launch
Naval Tracking
Complex
Station,
40.
Santa Maria,
It's
and the
going to be near
Azores
around
as
400,
well, near
if I
Toulouse,
remember,
Tidris,
415
which
meters
is
away from the
NASA's
launch pad.
tracking
It's going
satellite.
to
So
be
thank you
landing
to our
back
friends
again.
at NASA
Pretty near,
for allowing us
so
to
pretty
use
good.
the tracking
That's
data
going to be the
relay
first
satellite system
landing debut
in the
for the
Norcia in
Falcon
Australia and
to be
Awarua in New
Falcon
Zealand.
9 rocket
And thanks
first
finally
stage
to
rocket
Kness
booster
for
to be
setting up
landed back
all these
near the
info
launch pad,
stations
at
and
least around the
staffing them
vicinity of
with
the area. I mean,
teams
it's
who are
not
helping us out in a
new
tremendous way
thing
today.
because it's already been used before on some launch pad, but for this one,
About 15
it's
seconds now
going to be
to
new
the
for
next
the
separation.
LZ40 because previously for the LZ1 and LZ2, it's already been decommissioned for the use for other stuff. For if I remember, via space and Pioneer Space, if I remember correctly, for the rocket launches. And looks like we have the seven
You can
sets
really
of
Séquence de
the
see.
séparation Amazon Léo.
for we have
Yes,
seven
just confirmed that
sets
the
of the
separation
three
sequence
satellites being
for
separated
the Amazon Leo
from
satellites
the
is
payload
continuing.
adapter dispenser
And
there,
you can really see why
already confirmed
somebody
by
had to
the
plan this mission, isn't
range
it?
operation
Yeah, because
directors
you
there.
can see how the different spacecrafts are moving away from the
Mhm.
mothership and
And here we
why
go.
it's so
Poursuite de la
key.
manœuvre d'orientation au profit de la prochaine séparation.
So we are continuing the
Okay,
orientation
still
maneuvers
continuing for
for
the
continuing
orientation for
Propulsion
the
separation.
nominale,
separation,
pression
just
calme.
like it,
And
they
yeah,
said.
this is very key to ensure that we have a safe deployment plan,
Mhm.
no risk of collision, and all of it has to be beautifully choreographed in a way.
Yeah, so that's why you have already
Like a ballet.
hearing. Oh, sorry,
Top right of the
a
screen,
little bit
you get a really good picture there.
excuse
You
there,
can see our
but
roller
that's
coaster that
basically
we've been on
why
to get here.
this
We climbed really
what
steeply into
why this
space.
spaced,
Top of the hill
how do I
again,
say,
down again.
a
Picked
space,
up
no pun
speed
intended, to
so that we could get right up
that's
and
why
back up into space.
there's like a
We are
space
plateaued
time
to
between these separations,
460-ish
of course.
kilometers, 65 in
That's
average,
why it's very
to have
important.
all
So
our
it's not going
Amazon
to
LEO
collide between
satellites being
all of these
separated.
satellites, and also to ensure
And
that,
a reminder of the speeds that we're
and
traveling
also
at.
to ensure we are
You
not
can see
speed
the
running
start of the
La propulsion
trajectory.
Kessler
nominale, le
syndrome
pilotage est calme.
just because accidentally
7.34
bump
kilometers per
together
second.
with all of
Pretty
these satellites,
fast.
and it becomes a
I
bunch
think
of
that's
dangerous
something like,
objects.
I don't know,
That's not something
I'm
we
not quite
want
sure,
at
but I
the end
think
of
it's
the
around
day.
about 26,000
Even though
kilometers an hour.
Close to
the amount of these
27,000,
satellites
I
itself
think,
is just like, well,
kilometer an hour, of
could
course.
Yeah,
be a bit of
nice view there of
Kessler
the upper
syndrome
stage.
speedrun
White
stuff,
disk
but I don't know, man.
with
I don't know.
its engine,
And
the
getting ready for
Vinci
the
engine.
for the separation number 8 there, getting ready for the sets of the satellites to be separated from the payload adapter
Fin
dispenser.
d'acquisition de la télémesure par Galio.
Okay, so here
It's
we
just
go.
confirmed that we've gone
Let's
out of the range of the Galileo
Poursuite de la
tracking
séquence de
station
séparation Amazon Léo.
okay,
and
already
the separation
confirmed by
sequence
the
for
range
Amazon
operation
LEO
director.
is continuing and
And
ongoing.
here we go.
And really, our dispenser is getting very empty now.
A branch of
Looks like we've
of
turned
Space
around. I think
Bananas
we've actually just got a different
payload
view from the camera.
adapter dispenser
These have
there,
been very busy
the
times at the
SB pad
European
here.
Spaceport, haven't they,
Looks
Sam?
Poursuite de la
like
manœuvre
looks
d'orientation
like
pour
almost empty
déterminer
there.
la
Hmm.
prochaine séparation
But it's
selon
already
les
doing the
paramètres
job pretty
convenus.
well. And at least
Everything's
it's
going
delicious.
normally.
Even the banana
What
is
have
actually pretty
Arianespace
delicious
plans
in
for
real
the
life.
target
I
launch
mean,
for
if you're
Arianespace?
even living
Yeah, the
around
goal
the
is to
area, especially
gradually
the
increase the number of
how do I
annual
say,
flights so that we can
the
meet the need of our
the
customers.
equator area
So we have, and we already touched it earlier on,
where there is lots of
demonstrated a
bananas
ramp up that was really
around the
fast in
road. It's pretty
2025.
sometimes can be a little bit
But we
easy
will further
to
accelerate this year,
uh,
and we
uh,
aim
to
roughly to double the
to
pace,
actually grow it up.
to double
It's actually
the
pretty
cadence as
wonderful.
compared to
Even the
2025.
banana
So with a
fritters, it
target of seven
tastes
to
pretty
eight
good.
launches,
I like it.
and
That's
then
also
our
one of
target
my
launch
favorite
cadence
food,
is
especially
9
favorite
to 10
snacks
launches
to
per
eat
year, and we
around
aim to achieve that
how do I
by
say,
2027.
around the tea time,
And Aaron, this is the start of such
sometimes
an
even for
important
brunch,
partnership, isn't
pretty
it,
good
between
as well.
Arianespace
I
and
like it.
Amazon LEO
I like
in
the
Europe?
experience.
Well, to quote Casablanca, Katie, I think this is the start of a beautiful friendship. This is the first of 18 missions for Amazon LEO, and we're busy
Yeah.
getting everything ready for them for subsequent missions. We're
Propulsion nominale de
constantly
l'appui.
upgrading the spaceport to accommodate this. We've given Amazon LEO their
Okay,
own
looks like
dedicated
the
building
Santa
for their
Poursuite
Maria
de la
satellites.
télémesure Amazon
tracking
Guamar.
station has already been
And
acquired,
we're super happy to have them here.
and naval
They're full
station
time
will
in
be
French
out
Guiana, and we will
from the
provide
range
any
sooner than later.
sporting teams broadcasts
And getting
back
ready for the
home to
ninth
entertain the
sets
technical crews
of the satellites
whenever
to be
they need it.
separated from the
Back in
Space Banana payload adapter
in the footprint, if you
dispenser,
like, of the
SB
Santa
pad.
Maria tracking
So
station,
that's
which is
that's the
now
coin,
entering
that's the term I've
its
already
next
coined
separation,
for the payload
separation number
dispenser
9.
pretty long there. Okay, and let's hear the confirmation.
Poursuite de la séquence de séparation Amazon Léo.
Okay, so already
Santa
confirmed
Maria
by
goes
the
in the
range
Suguwas,
operation director
very
there.
beautiful
The another
island with white
another
sandy
three
beaches.
another set
Aaron, every time
another
I
sets
come
of
to
the
the spaceport on
three
launch
satellites
day,
has already
I
been
see
separated there
military vehicles and
from
equipment,
the
which
Space Banana
I guess is
payload adapter
part of the
dispenser.
very
Poursuite de la
tight
manœuvre
So
security.
yeah, that's
d'orientation au
pretty
profit de
good.
la prochaine
And
séparation
even you can see the
Arianespace.
Space Banana payload
Here
adapter
at
dispenser
base.
there,
Yeah,
almost empty.
absolutely. Security
But
is
at least it's
very
already done
intense
its
around
job,
the launch
and
facility
of
as
course,
we
real life
near
banana is
the
pretty
launch date.
delicious.
You
can be
have
pretty nutritious
French
as,
form
as
agent
well,
here,
even
the
though it
Third
can be pretty
Regiment. We
sugary,
have
so
the
be
French
careful what
Army,
you're eating there.
the French
And also
Navy,
can be,
and
you know,
the French National
slightly
Police, the
a
Gendarmerie,
little bit
here
radioactive,
all manning
a little bit
checkpoints,
with
performing
radioactive
patrols.
traces, but
Legion, they
not something you need
perform
to be
sweeps
worried.
of
It's
the
still
jungle
within
that
good
they will
limit, but
fragment,
just be careful.
blending
And
into
don't overeat too much banana
swamps. They
anyways.
clear the coastal
I mean,
areas
just
with
like
the boats
every kind of
in
sweet
the
fruits, if
launch
you
window.
try to
So
eat it,
it's a very,
you
very
might get
intense exercise, and job
diabetes
number one
pretty
is making
pretty
sure
sooner
that there
than
are
later.
no risks
So
to
just be
any of our
careful.
launch activities here.
And getting ready for the 10th
So we've
sets of
got
the satellites to be separated from
5
from
scorpions
the
left on the bus.
space banana
Am I right?
payload adapter
We've got
dispenser there.
our
We
next
will see there. And of
one,
course, I
two,
actually coined the term SB pad
two more
actually
separations.
for payload
Two
adapter
more separations of
dispenser
two
that's pretty
satellites,
pretty
and
long like
then
this one.
one final
So
separation
I like to use
with
this term
one
from now on.
satellite.
So that's a little bit of trademark I'm going to use for now.
You were talking
It's not
about
an offensive term,
insecurity here,
so
but it's also
don't
a
don't
very,
get
very
don't get it
beautiful
wrong. It's
place
actually a pretty good
for HDI
term.
to
And
work.
getting ready
It's Amazon
for the 10
rainforest,
sets of
and
the
you
satellites to be
can see some
separated
fabulous
from the Space
flora
Banana
and
payload
fauna. So
adapter
it's a real
dispenser.
privilege to be here.
Ready for the confirmation.
Here we go. This is the next separation of the two
Poursuite de la
satellites.
séquence de séparation Amazon Leo.
Okay, so the range operation
Next
director
two
has already
Amazon
confirmed
Leo satellites are
uh,
moving away gently from the
the
mothership,
now the
confirmed there by the range operations
10th
manager
set
that
of
the
the now
separation
become the
sequence
two
is
satellites has already
progressing.
been separated from the
And
Space Banana
this, of
payload adapter
course,
dispenser
we said it
from
earlier,
the
is the
SB
first
pad.
time we've launched
So
the
that's
most powerful
another one.
version of Ariane 6, the
And the
64 version
separation
with
number
4
11, I
boosters.
also should be the same
Very
as the
important day, isn't it?
separation number
Yes, it
10,
is completely.
which also
Maybe
another
it's worth stressing the
two
fact
sets
that
of the satellites would be
teams have
separated, and then
worked
the final one, the
tirelessly
separation
on
number
this.
12, only one satellites will be separated from the Space
So
Banana
everything's fine.
payload
On
adapter
this
dispenser there.
4
So
booster upgrade,
that's
this is key
that's
to meet our
something we'll
customers'
going to
expectation.
see
Of
pretty
course,
sooner than
the
later.
launcher
So
benefits from the
getting
legacy
ready
of
for that.
previous generation of the Ariane family.
And
But
afterward,
we are
I think I can also
constantly
head
improving,
for
refining our
proper sleep
knowledge
this
of
time around
the
because
Ariane 6
it's already
behavior in
pretty
orbit,
early
and
morning,
this is
almost
necessary to
3 a.m.
further improve
and I don't
its
have enough
performance
sleep
flight after
because of
flight.
this waiting. But well,
Are there
I'll
any
try.
other upgrades?
Let's hope
Yeah,
for the best.
talking about the boosters, there is
Propulsion nominale, tous les paramètres à bord sont nominaux.
an upgraded booster version which is developed together with the European Space Agency. This new booster is called P160C.
Yeah,
and it's
as
1
I've
meter
already
longer
discussed
than
earlier,
the current one, and the
only
propellant
longer
load
1
will be
meters.
increased to 156 tons.
Yeah,
So
156 tons. So
the next step
excuse
to
me.
expand the range of Ariane 6 by further
It actually
increasing
added
launcher
14,
performance to
14 more
typically to
tons
low
of
Earth
the
orbit by
propellant
more than
mass
2
there.
tons. So this is really key
Mhm.
to
Oh,
offer
so pretty interesting.
significant
For the
performance
Leo,
gain
the
for
low Earth orbit,
all
it
orbits,
added
because not only low Earth orbit,
two
but
two tons
geostationary
more
scientific or
capability.
exploration
Okay,
missions will
and
benefit
here
from that.
the 11
There's our next
separations
two
of the two
satellites.
sets of the satellites has already been separated,
Next two Amazon
confirmed by
Leo
the
satellites moving
range
away
operation
there,
director, and getting
confirmed
ready
again
for
by the range
these
operations
one
manager that the
lone satellites
sequence of
there to be
separation
separated, and afterward
sequence is
the
progressing, and the
mission should be
APU that
completed
Samuel was
with
telling us about earlier
huge
is
success.
those
Let's
propellers
listen
spinning.
in.
It's
Getting
doing its
ready.
job perfectly normally. You might be wondering what happens to the satellites now once they're released into space. Well, it's actually the Amazon Leo flight control teams back in the US, Aaron, who are now taking charge of their new satellites, their new babies.
Yeah, and they're based
Yeah,
in Redmond,
more like a
Washington. They're in charge of flying the satellites and managing
new
the spacecraft
harvest there
operations
with
there.
new stuff there.
Off
So
the bus
getting
now,
ready.
so they're on their own. But right now in Redmond, they're taking over the mission, establishing contact with
And now
their
this
new
Space
additions
Banana
to
payload adapter
the
dispenser
Amazon Leo fleet.
almost empty there.
And they'll
So
be
yeah, thank you
conducting
for
initial health
your
checks
service
before
there,
raising the Amazon
payload
Leo
adapter.
satellites to their final
You're the
orbit.
best.
Au profit de la prochaine séparation. opération
We
est
are
en
almost
cours
here.
et les paramètres à bord sont normaux.
And a word about that orbit, they'll climb just under 200 kilometers to 630 kilometers above Earth. And once they've gone through the commissioning phase, they'll be
Excuse
able
me.
to start
And
doing their
also
job of
for the
providing
new
high-speed
and
internet.
existing viewers, hello, hello, and
Important
welcome.
job that is.
And even though there's no one here,
Looking
if
here
if you are
at, are
actually
we
watching
looking
this
at our
on replay,
final
hello, hello, and welcome to.
satellite, our final
I hope
Amazon LEO
you actually
satellite in its zone there
enjoy this
on the
stay.
end of the dispenser,
It's a little bit of dry here, but that's
waiting
pretty
for
typical
its
for
moment
this kind of long
to
mission
be
here.
ejected
So
into
yeah,
space, delivered into space to get off at
and
its
getting
Les
ready,
mesures par la
the
station Monroe.
last
orbital
one.
bus stop, and we're picking up the signal now. The teams at Orsegel in southwest France locking on to the signal which the upper stage is sending back
Oh,
to Earth.
excuse me, and getting ready for the 12th
That vital signal
12th
containing all that vital
separation.
information
Only
on what's
one
happening
satellite
on
there
board.
left. One
And
satellite
there it
left,
goes,
and
our final satellite.
let's listen in to the confirmation by the. All right,
Great
that's
moment.
good news. Everyone is,
Fin de la séquence de séparation Amazon Léo.
yeah, that's a good signal. Everyone is clapping, and even the range
And
operation
he
director
has
looks
confirmed
pretty smiling there.
that is the
Everyone
end of the
feel very
separation
happy, and
sequence
yeah,
for
that's it.
Amazon
The
LEO.
mission has already done successfully for this mission, and for the Arianespace, their
Looking
mission
here
in the
at the
mission in
operational
the Jupiter
teams
mission
in the
control almost
fishbowl
complete.
here at the
All that's left
Gary
is just
Center, the
ignition on the
European
for the
spaceport
SAS
here
3,
in
the
Finnish
second engine
Guiana.
start number 3, and then afterward the second the second engine cut off
Lots
number
of
3 after
clapping.
it's finally open up and then shut down right on the time. All that's left is reentry,
Amazon
and then
LEO
the mission for
satellites.
the Arianespace
Very,
already
very
complete for
important
this day.
collaboration and
So that's
partnership
it.
between Arianespace, Amazon LEO, all of the teams.
All right. So it looks like everyone is actually
And of course, although
pretty
the teams
pretty satisfied
here
with the outcome.
have been working very hard
So
in the
yeah, a
best
very
wishes to the
successful
teams who are
flight
flying the
for the
satellites.
maiden
Let's
flight
go
for
over
the Ariane
now
64
back
variant
into the
for today
fishbowl to David
on
Cavalloles, the
13 February
CEO of Arianespace.
2026.
David,
aka
what a
also
fantastic
at least there
launch!
it will be 12
What a
February
day.
2026.
What a day, what a launch.
Yeah, and what a day
This is a
too.
milestone. This is a game changer for us.
Yeah, so
Today
this
we
is
have
the
demonstrated that Ariane 6
CEO of the Ariane
is
Space.
ready to deliver any mission, even the most complex. So my first thought today, go to our client, Amazon. You know, the story between Arianespace and Amazon began
All right.
7 years ago, and here we are. So thank you for your trust. We are now more impatient than ever to deliver the 17 remaining missions for you. So
Okay,
today,
so
this is my pleasure
17
to announce
missions
that the
left
next
for
Ariane
the
6
Amazon
flight
Leo.
will be for
So
Amazon,
yeah.
and in the coming weeks, we will release the exact date. Today, I also would
Oh,
like to
next
thank
week
and congratulate all the
they
team
will
involved.
disclose when they are going to
Arianespace,
ready
Ariane
for
Group,
the
the industrial
second
partner,
launches.
the
So
CNES,
yeah.
ISA, all the stakeholders. Once again, you
Oh, that's
demonstrated
pretty
that
good.
hard work,
Getting ready.
dedication, team spirit
Mm-hmm.
lead to outstanding
Even
results.
though there's
Last but
literally
not
no
least, tomorrow,
reusable
our compatriot Sophie Adno,
capabilities
as well
here, but
as other astronauts,
launch is
are
pretty
flying to
cool,
the
you know.
ISS.
Every
So
day of the
Sophie
day,
and team, we wish you the very
fiery
best.
rockets,
Thank you very
anything
much.
goes
David, thank
right,
you so
Thank
much.
you.
it's
Thank you very
interesting.
much. And best wishes now to
That's the most
everybody.
matter thing.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And yes, absolutely, we wish Sophie the very best and her colleagues on their way to the ISS. But we're going to close our program. We'd like
All
to say
right.
our congratulations to
So yeah.
everybody. And
So
I would like to
congratulations to
say a
the
most special to
Ariane Space
everybody
for
watching,
the
making
successful
this, bringing
maiden
you this
flight of
TV show.
the Ariane
And thank you
64
so much
variant
to you,
rockets,
Samuel
and
Morales.
Thank you very much,
today,
Katie.
and
It was
also
such a pleasure with
congratulations
all of you.
to
It was a magnificent launch. I mean,
Amazon
well
Leo
done,
team
everybody,
for
because it was a
successful
story started a long time
launch
ago
and
with
separation of
many
the
teamwork, and to make
for
this
the
happen today, it's a huge
Amazon
work.
Leo
It was not for granted for
LE-01,
sure,
and
but
actually LE
yeah,
stands
hats
for
off, and
Leo
go
Europe.
Amazon Leo
So
and go Ariane
yeah,
6.
And thank
and
you
of
to
course,
you,
go
Aaron,
Ariane
as well, for
6.
being with us all the way from Washington. It's been fantastic having you.
Yeah, and also thank you so
It's
much for
been my
watching. This
privilege
is
to be here. It's been
yeah,
such a rewarding
and
experience working with both
yeah, and also you're
you and
watching
Samuel.
pretty good.
And the Amazon
They are
teams
from
here, the rest of the
Washington,
Arianespace squad down below,
from French
running the
Guyana,
audiovisual.
aka from
It
Kourou,
works just
and
beautifully,
myself
and I'm looking forward to 17
from
more of
Sarawak,
these
from Borneo.
occasions.
So hello.
And it's just time
It's
now for
pretty
us
good.
to say
And also for the new
goodbye.
and
Bye.
See you next
existing
time.
viewers,
Bye.
hello, hello, and welcome. And apparently, we are also leaving for this stream. And that's it. It's already ended.
The launch starts the moment you partner with us. As we
Okay.
go above and beyond
So this is the launch
to understand
last
your world,
transmission here.
your world from orbit.
So maybe we can
Everything
see
you've
this
ever imagined,
for the last time, I guess.
the value you bring home to Earth, all the lives you seek to improve.
Mhm.
So, whatever your goals,
Okay,
however
so
far you want to go,
this is it.
your success is our mission.
Okay, Ariane 5 launches. Wow.
The rockets,
I actually really miss Ariane 5 as well. What a beast rocket there. But even then, Ariane 6 is as cool as Ariane 5. You know, pretty slick.
launching ambitions.
Really like it. Okay, and right now it's already T plus 2, around T plus 2 minutes, and this one is the replay. Okay, I'll clarify this. This is the replay of the launch. Okay, here you go. So this is the launch replay of the mission. You can see the orange plume there as a result of the SRB burn. And of course, every time the SRB burns, you really cannot switch it off. So once it ignites, it will ignite until the end of the flight. So usually when you do this SRB manufacturing, you need to be very careful. You can even have some small, some very noticeable small crack there. If not, it's going to crack the rockets pretty fast, and it's going to kill it sooner than later. So yeah, I guess that's all. Okay, I guess that's all. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, I hope you guys actually enjoy this stream for today, and yeah, what a stream, what a journey, and what we have already seen is the maiden flight of the Ariane 64 configuration. But even then, this is a Block 1 configuration, which actually still with the kind of original SRB boosters, and also the original Vinci upper stage engine there. But once it's already gone with the Block 2, it's going to be upgraded with the P160C for the SRB. That one also will be used for the Vega C or Vega E, if I remember correctly, with 1 meter stall. Okay, which actually will load it a little bit more, 14 tons, with aka in the total of 156 tons of propellant mass, that it can burn a little bit longer with more thrust to be used, so more satellites can be launched. And especially from what I hear, okay, there's like the if you're targeting to the low Earth orbit, it can actually carry 2 tons more to the low Earth orbit. Maybe if for geostationary transfer orbit, or or geostationary Earth orbit, maybe it can go a little bit like, I don't, 1 ton, a little bit more, or slightly lesser, but still a boost, better than nothing. And for the Vinci engine, if I remember correctly, it will be added with additional 200 kilonewtons of thrust, so it's pretty good. If I remember correctly, 200 kilonewtons of 200 kilonewtons, it actually translates something around 20 tons or 2 tons of the of metric tons of thrust, around that kind of stuff. Let's use this as a rough calculation, but that should be around that. It's good, you know. You can add a little bit more. So that's why we are also going to be anticipating for the Block 2 upgrade. So yeah, and I guess that's all. Thank you so much everybody for watching, and for the viewers, new and existing viewers, and also even for the people watching this on replay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this stream. Even though my previous stream before with the I attempted it for the, if I remember, for the Proton M, Proton M slash DM3 upper stage. That one, if I remember, is actually the last flight for that particular block DM, and after that it's going to be using Breeze KM, and then Breeze KM or Breeze K, something like that. Yeah, and afterward. So yeah, Proton M is pretty much already in the in the tooth right now. So yeah, retirement is literally awaiting for Proton M. Yeah, a pretty venerable launch vehicle, even though with some slight problem, but well, it is what it is. Even just like how it actually shaped part of my teenage years, I guess. It's also just like me. I have to realize, need to move on from life sometimes. That's probably, maybe that's why I do this kind of stream. Maybe that's why I'm becoming, I turn myself becoming indie VTuber. Because I just cannot just be this, how do I say, this faceless YouTuber. That's not going to work. At least this is something else, you know. So you can see a little bit of fun side of me, and probably I would like to go with some videos soon, you know, because I anticipate myself. Maybe I'll get way too busy that I don't have too much time to go stream, because unfortunately, you know, unlike most of these top streamers and whatnot, some top earners, content creator, if you just cannot make some good amount of money like that, just expect yourself going to work a bit longer in your life, and you don't have too much time. But I don't know, maybe there's going to be some kind of work or job that still allows me to go stream from time to time. I will try. Okay, I'm still looking, and I'm still finding my initiative, because I don't like to just abandon what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to abandon it right away. If I could take some time, even let's say maybe if I can go somewhere, maybe after I've already worked, maybe if I decide that I just want to go postgraduate, maybe as an excuse so I can just keep streaming, I will do that, you know, because I love doing this kind of stuff. Maybe even doing video. Yeah, even though it's not making me some money, but well, consider this as my portfolio in case someone else tries to approach me for anything, maybe especially for launch commentary. And I don't know, maybe if we in Sarawak next time have launch pad, maybe some rockets getting ready for liftoff, maybe they will approach me. I don't know, but I'm not going to guess any dice here. Yeah, I'm not going to guess any dice here. I'm not going to play gamble like that. That's not how I do, unless I'm very confident that's what will happen. But anyhow, that's all. It's time for me to sleep. Almost 3 a.m. right now. I need to get some good amount of rest here. So yeah, thank you for live viewers here and also for replay viewers. You guys are awesome, are literally awesome, and even you can hear my slurred speech right now. I'm really that damn tired. Okay, so an apology if my words is a little bit of weird course here, but well, I never claimed this channel to be super family friendly, but I'll try my best. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I can see you soon for the SpaceX crew. Sorry, for the SpaceX Crew 12 launches for the mission to the ISS, to the International Space Station, with 4 astronauts on board for the expedition 74/75. So that's it. Thank you everybody for watching. It's going to be around 13 hours plus from now before the launches. So yeah, see ya soon. And here I'm not 13. Why am I even talking about 16 hours? Yeah, no, not 16. Sorry, my fault. 15 hours. 15 hours plus from now. So see ya soon. And here's my trademark. So my closing trademark key is here. So let's go. So I'm Dennis Suguwa. Thank you so much everybody for watching this launch. I'm where I commentate this launch of the Ariane 64, the maiden flight of this one, carrying the Amazon LEO LE-01. LE actually stands for Leo Europe. So that's it. That's the things that you need to know. And it's pretty surprising that actually Arianespace literally extend the stream until the end of the separation. So pretty much appreciated. So yeah, thank you so much everybody for watching, and take care. Goodbye and have a great day or great night, just like me. So that's it. Bye bye. Take care. And that's it. There's nothing to see behind the news. I mean, even behind the scene. It's already done, okay? That's it. Go. Take a rest. If it's daytime for you, go do something else. Maybe read manga. If you don't want to read manga, if you're not introvert, maybe talk to your friend, have fun, and be safe, okay? As for me, since I'm introvert, I also can get bored at times, and even this is already night, so time to sleep. So that's it everybody. Bye bye, and at least for me, good night. Have a rest. Have a rest. This is me, Dennis Suguwa, from Sarawak, Borneo. It's almost 3 a.m. in the mornings. It's right now. It's almost right now. It's 2:57:44 a.m. in the morning. So that's it. Goodbye, everybody. Take care, and at least for me and the rest of us in the night time, good night, and have a great day or great night, so you can sleep. Good night.